Welcome to Armchair Expert. I'm Dan Rathers, and I'm joined by Modest Mouse.
You know your name on my phone now is Dan Rather.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay, so if you find Monica's phone and you want my number, look under Dan Rathers.
That's right. That's where it is.
Or I suppose if they hack your phone.
Uh-oh.
Ooh. Today we have what was really felt like a Hail Mary pass.
Yes.
We were going to be in England, and it kind of was like, who would we want in England? And I'll say the very first thing I said is, I just really wish we could get Ed Sheeran.
The best.
And by God, we did. Not only did we get him, I need people to know, I went through a third party to connect us. Shawn Mendes. Thank you, Shawn. Thank you.
They're buddies.
They're bros. As Shawn was saying in his interview, he's kind of a mentor for Shawn. So I had low expectations. Like, I hate asking you to ask this, but would you ask him if he's interested? You had already been working on it. I want to make it really clear. You were already setting it up, but the time frame wasn't going to work out over there. Anyways, within 10 minutes of asking Shawn, I get an email from Ed. Would love to do your show. When are you going to be in England? You should eat here. If you need some help getting in this restaurant, let me know. And I was like, could this be real, this guy?
Kind person.
I'm telling you, I just adored him. I loved our conversation. And again, someone I didn't really realize the full scope of how incredibly successful he is. So Ed Sheeran is a 4-time Grammy Award-winning singer, songwriter, and record producer. He is also one of the standouts in Game of Thrones.
That's right.
That'll be a topic.
And it should be noted, we recorded this in the upstairs of his pub.
Yes.
He has an adorable pub
called
Birdie Blossoms.
Yes. So we did this at his bar, Birdie Blossoms, which was so fun.
It's so cute.
The wife of his manager is incredible. She made, while we were doing this interview, a 12-course meal?
A feast. Short rib lasagna. I mean, it was unbelievable.
From scratch?
Yes. I've thought about that lasagna like 6 or 7 times since we've left London.
How could you not? The whole experience was fantastic. But of course, he was there to talk about his new album, Equals. And on Ed's new album, Equals, he seamlessly captures both the intimate and everyday and is the 4th installment of his Symbol album series.
So cool.
And we love talking to him. He specializes in real talk exclusively. Mixed messages. Please enjoy Ed Sheeran. And Ed, thank you, brother, if you happen to listen to this. Enjoy. We get support from Quince.
So we've been talking about Quince a lot lately, and as we head into fall, it's the perfect time to reset your wardrobe with their amazing pieces. I think it's so fun to do when the seasons turn over to just spruce up your wardrobe with a couple specials, and Quince is the place.
Totally. We're talking organic cotton, Mongolian cashmere, tailored chinos from just $60. Premium fit and quality you'd expect from a luxury brand designer. I love Quince. You know, I like it understated and subtle, and I like stuff that has high quality. And Quince checks all those boxes.
I love a lot of stuff from Quince. Honestly, they have incredible premium denim, which is very important for fall. It's pretty much all I wear in the fall is denim. And Quince has such a good selection of quality denim. Their stuff is so versatile, timeless, and built to last that you just grab every single day without thinking.
Right. And all of that for 50 to 80% less than similar brands. They go direct to ethical factories, cut out the middlemen, so you get all that quality without overpaying for it.
We love that. And they do way more than clothes. They have bedding, cookware, bath essentials, travel must-haves, same deal, and great quality.
Upgrade your everyday. Download the Quince app for app-exclusive offers or go to quince.com/Dax. Get free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada and the UK too. That's QUINCE.com/Dax. We get support from Apple Gift Card. Back to school is here, and for many, that means some big life transitions. Whether they are heading into a new grade or setting up a dorm for the first time, you want to give them something that actually supports their growth and success. Apple Gift Card is a versatile solution because it takes the guesswork out of gifting.
It's not just about a new pair of AirPods for focus. It's about giving them the invaluable chance to choose the digital tools and subscriptions that suit their unique journey. They can use it for productivity apps on the App Store, movie nights on Apple TV, or extra iCloud storage for all those new memories. With Apple Gift Card, it's so empowering to give the students their freedom to allocate their own resources. Celebrate their new academic chapter. Visit applegiftcard.apple.com to celebrate their milestones and gift one today.
He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert. He's an armchair expert.
I sort of came in the music industry, and a lot of the people that I had picked up guitar because of, I met Eric Clapton, and he was lovely. I met Damien Rice, and he was lovely. But there was some people in the British music industry that were just real dicks to me, like real dicks, and really wanted me to fail. And one of them, I remember I was at the Brit Awards and I'd won my first award. And I was with my dad and we were like, yeah, we won. And he came up and he sat down and was like, I don't think your music's any good.
Oh.
But if you worked with me, it could be a lot better. And I'm like, why can't you just say congratulations, man? So,
Or even at least try not to be manipulative. Just tell me you'd love to work with me, and that's flattering. You don't have to shit on me to
or
say
don't
that.
say anything.
Yeah,
Or don't say
exactly.
anything.
Yeah.
But anyway, knowing that coming through the industry, all I wanted was the people that I'd come through learning their songs, just to even just be like, he's working hard. When Sean came through, I tried to sign him originally.
Oh, you
Yeah, I
did?
tried to sign him originally. So a friend of mine was like, check out this kid. He picked up guitar because of you. His first song he learned was A-Team. So when he was coming through, knowing that so many people had made me feel like shit, I was like, do you know what? Whatever the scenario, even if he becomes bigger than me and more successful, I just want to be there for him. I just want to be. I wouldn't even say I'm a mentor because I'm not. He's at the same level as me in my career. We
But
are.
you're a bit older than him.
Yeah, but
Right.
we are peers. I'm not like, hey, what you should do is this. It's just we're peers. But it's a very healthy way of doing it now. Whenever there's a new artist that comes through, especially if they're a boy with a guitar, especially because that's usually who I'm pitted against. They usually go, oh, it's the new so-and-so and they're coming through. I just make sure the moment that I hear the song, I message them and go, hey, I love this tune. And then you start a relationship with this person and then you end up rooting for them. And I kind of learned it from Elton John.
I was just going to suggest that that's what he's famous for, right?
Yeah, and he will forever be the guy.
Yeah.
The guy.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
he's and the guys that shat on me when I came through. Like I bumped into one of them at a TV show the other week, and I was just like, now I'm on the same level as you. I don't even want to fucking speak to you. Like you were the guy,
Yeah.
and then you were a bit of a dick, and now like there's nothing that you can do to change the way I feel about you.
Yeah. I
because
saw
it's-
you when it counted
Exactly.
before I was worth caring about.
Yeah, but Elton just does that. And I think now, like he's currently sitting at number 2 in the UK charts. He's 74. And he's still on radio and people still love him. And he's because he's not bitter and he's not trying to take people down. He's not like, oh, this person's getting more successful than I am and fuck them, I'm going to tear them down. And I think that's a good way to be. So on the Sean thing, our relationship started like that. Just me being like, hey, just like reach out if you need any advice. And
Can I ask a logistical question?
Yeah.
How do you get everyone's number?
I have their email.
But how do you get their email? Like you hear Sean, he was inspired by you, and you're like, you know what, I'm going to be a good guy and reach out to him.
Well,
how do
the
you
guy,
get a hold?
the guy that played me him first,
Yeah.
who was like, you should try and sign him. So that was how I originally got to know him. But he was like 15 at this point. Like he was young.
Yeah.
I flew him out to Los Angeles, took him and his mum for dinner. Yeah. There's no one you can't get in contact with. There's always 6 degrees of separation.
We just had a guest on that I said, there's a strata in Hollywood where somehow they get everyone's number. Like I'm not at that strata, but I'll get a text every now and then from a you. Or one time I was laying in bed and my phone rang. I don't know why I answered it. I didn't recognize the number. I didn't know her. Pick it up. Hello. Hi, it's Ellen DeGeneres. And I just, how did she get my number? But
Yeah.
someone
There are
has the
ways.
master file or something.
Well, I mean, usually Elton's the guy.
Yeah,
Like,
he's
usually,
got it
like I wanted to meet David Hockney as an artist that I have loved since I was a kid. I was sort of born near the town where he grew up in, and I spent my youth going to galleries and seeing his stuff. So it got to a point where I was in Los Angeles a lot. I knew he lived there. I was like, who do I know that could know David Hockney? And I was like, I'm sure Elton probably got. And yeah, he
Sure
did. So
enough.
I ended up getting to meet him through Elton. But Elton because he does his Aid Foundation gigs and because he's obviously been in the industry for like 50 years.
And he's Elton John.
Yeah, but I think mostly the AIDS Foundation gigs, because everyone's played them and everyone goes to them, and he did the Diamond Tiara Ball and all of that stuff. So he's plugged in with everybody.
Personal connection, yeah. It was BJ Novak.
Oh, it was.
That we were
it was
talking,
BJ, yeah.
because he was talking about Mindy and how like Beyonce sent Mindy all these flowers.
Right. And you're like, oh, Beyonce can just get your address.
Yeah, I just got some flowers.
Oh, is Beyonce sending out a bunch of flowers?
Well, do you know it was because of the video for Vogue? And I think Mindy did something for Vogue, didn't she?
Oh, she probably
The
did.
40th video, yeah.
Oh,
But yeah, my wife texted me the other day, because I've done song with Beyonce and performed with her, but like every now and then there'll be stuff that turns up, and my wife texts me and she's like, "Who's Beat?" And I'm like, I think.
Wait, this is probably supposed to come out way later in the show, but we're on Beyonce, and I have to
go
ask,
ahead.
like, are you able to be present when you're on stage with Beyonce, knowing like, oh, I'm on a song with Beyonce, I'm next to her, we're equals right now? Like, can you process that?
Do you know, I'd say more so in the rehearsals is when it's like, oh my God, this is like, but I think when you're on stage with anyone of that ilk, you have to just be in the zone and bring your A game, because then you don't get to do it again.
Is there a version of yourself that exists on stage?
Oh yeah. Ego. That's where ego comes out.
Right. So the version of you on stage probably can hang with Beyonce all day long.
Well, no, there's still an element of like, she's very, very talented.
She's the
and
most powerful performer.
And she's easily the best performer that I've been on stage with, easily. But I think this is where people get it, the ego conversation confused, because I think you do need an ego to walk out on any stage to be like, in your head, I've got this.
Yeah.
And you go out on stage and you look at a crowd and you go, you know what? You're going to be entertained. And then when you step off stage, you switch it off. And if you don't switch it off, that's where you...
Yes.
I think in those scenarios, like the first time I performed with her was for a Stevie Wonder tribute concert, and I was nervous, but also at the same time I was like, she asked me, so she thinks that I'm
Worthy.
good enough to be on stage with her. So yeah, you kind of walk on with a certain level of like, I got this.
Yeah.
Confidence. Yeah.
I really liked what Sean in his interview, which was his ego is with him as he's walking out on stage. His ego's like, first it's insecurity, like, do I deserve all these people to have paid to come see? Am I good enough for that? And then psyching oneself up and filling yourself with like, fuck yeah, I am. I'm a lion, blah, blah, blah. And he says every time he gets out there, his first note is so off because that's all he's thinking about is his ego. He said, and then once I do the thing I do, I like to play guitar and sing.
Yeah.
Everything just falls away. And now it's just the thing I like to do.
Yeah, I think with shows especially, it's good to remind yourself that people there are there to see you.
Yeah.
So like at any point in the show, even if I'm like, oh, what do I do next? I'm like, play a song that they know, and then everything's good again. Ego's a weird thing, though. It's a weird thing because it's something that is kind of an ugly word. But
Exactly.
But I think ego should actually just be confidence.
Well, I think it's like every single thing in the world. It's like it's got a great side and it's got an evil side, and you got to really try to figure out how to mitigate the downside and profit on the good side.
Well, I think it's use it at the right moments to be self-assured that the thing that you're doing is good and worth it, but never use it to put anyone else down.
So as I was learning about you over the last few days, the thing I'm really envious of you is, so I was with a girl for 9 years, Bree, love her to death. And she was along for the whole ride, like show up in LA, 10 years of auditioning, never getting a goddamn thing. We were together for 2 years while I was kind of succeeding, and then it didn't work out for all these different reasons. And I was heartbroken with the notion that I'm going to potentially spend my life with someone that didn't know me before. Like when I learned that you're with your high school sweetheart, I'm so in a weird way jealous of that.
Yeah, but I think I wouldn't be unless I dated girls in between, and I feel that I learned a lot about dating. And I think had I dated Cherry from the age
it would have been a disaster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I did have a high school girlfriend. It's who the first album's about. Weirdly, we're all still friends and we go on holiday together. It's all very...
Oh my gosh, holiday.
It's all very 2020. But but yeah, I think the same thing, man. I was with her for 4 years, my first girlfriend. And then I think with Ches, it wasn't planned. She was someone that...
You guys were friends, right?
Really close friends. Yeah, she was in a friendship group, but she got a scholarship to an American university and I went on tour. So we just lost touch. She went to Duke and played field hockey there.
Very fancy school.
And then I got lonely on tour, really
Yeah.
lonely, because it was just me on stage, and I took my best friend Lauren on tour with me, and so we just hung out. And then one day she was in New York, and she went to go and hang out with Cherry because Cherry worked on Wall Street, and then she was like, "Oh, Cherry Seaborn's in town. Do you want to hang out?" I was like, "Yes." And in my head, the last time I'd seen Cherry, we'd hooked up. So in my head, I was like, I wonder if she remembers that, and because it was like a while ago.
Yeah.
And she did. And like very innocent.
Sure. We would call it like 3 minutes in a closet, kind of in the
Yeah.
States.
Or spin the bottle.
Sure. Like just a gentle hookup.
Yeah, very gentle. I mean, it was a kiss. You know?
Yeah. I think there's so many identity traps on the road that you're on. You develop a professional kind of confidence that maybe you don't have in real life. And is there some kind of like comfort in knowing like, oh yeah, this girl's known me from the get?
Kind of. But so we live in the town that we grew up in.
Yeah.
And her parents live 10 minutes from me, and my parents live like 2 minutes from me and her. Our best friends in the entire world live 15 minutes from us. They've just had a baby as well, and it's all like, it's very wholesome. But I feel like I am the me that I was when I grew up when I'm there. And then when I come to London, it's like you have this switch that is, I describe it like putting on Spider-Man's outfit, because you suddenly become this person that no one recognizes when you go back, because everyone in my hometown is people that I grew up with. The people who work at the pub went to my school, the people who work at cafe went to my school, the people who work in the supermarket, like I know everyone, so I'm pretty invisible there. Whereas when I come to London, it's like everyone sees me. So I think because we live there, it's normal, and we just don't go to stuff. We don't, like, my nightmare would be having to go to an event where other celebrities would be there. So we dip in and out, and if we meet someone we really like, we say, do you want to come to Suffolk and make the journey? And so, you know, Taylor's been down there. She and Cherry are great friends.
Yeah, I presume we'll be invited.
You're going to invite us,
shortly.
right?
I was going to say come do it down there, because I'm actually meant to be there. I was meant to go last night, but I stayed to do this. So I was going to suggest come there, but I didn't know whether it was a filmed thing, and I don't let anyone film in my house. So that's
I read your house in your GQ interview as being described as like Neverland, your version of Neverland.
Ooh.
Well, hopefully not.
Tell me what exactly.
Yeah.
They didn't say the activities are the same, but yeah. Can you tell us without exposing too much personal detail?
Oh no, I mean, people know. In England, planning permission is made public, so if I want to do anything, it's in the paper the next day. So I bought the house in 2012, and then it was just, mate, to be honest, I was like 21. Literally just had mattresses on the floor, a TV without a stand. Like it was a bro house. And I had 6 mates that just lived there the whole time. I mean, it was pretty gross actually. Yeah. Because it was just takeaways and then, you know, I just built out. So I played Holly Branson, who's Richard Branson's daughter's wedding, in 2011. And that is what gave me the inspiration for the house. Is I was on this private island in BVI's, and he said every time he had a hit with Virgin Records, he'd build a little bit more and do a little bit more on this. So I was like, oh, I could get a place. And then every time I do a tour or have a successful album, I'll just do something else that I want to do. So the first thing that I did was I built a tree house that I put a music studio in. The next thing I did was get a small cottage next door so I could have friends stay. The next thing I did was, I think, a pool, and then I planted 14,000 trees and put a lake in the middle. So I just like bit by bit.
14,000 trees.
Yeah.
I really want to see this.
Yeah.
I really
And you
wanna
have a
go to
pub,
Neverland.
right? You've
I
got
have
a pub there?
Yeah, I had a like dilapidated barn that I couldn't knock down because it had one beam of wood in it that was from the 1300s.
Oh, wow.
This is England, by the way.
Yeah.
So it had one beam of wood, so I couldn't do anything. So I put in planning permission to turn it into a barn, and I was like, I don't need more space, but I would really, really love a place to go and drink that is close, basically.
Yeah.
So yeah, I built this pub.
It cuts down on any kind of driving while intoxicated.
Yeah,
for sure.
precisely. And also, do you know, there's a total separation from the house now, which is good because now I've got a daughter. My house is this kind of sacred zone that I don't really let people in. So it's a place where I can, like, if we were to do the interview, we would have done it in there. And also, if I have mates around and I want to go to bed at midnight because I'm getting up at whatever time with my daughter, I'll just leave them in there.
Yeah.
And I feel it's fine. Like they kind of take care of themselves, and yeah, there's no noise in waking Lyra up. So it's great. There's like 4 beers on tap.
What beers are on tap over there? As an ex-alcoholic, I'm interested
So
in this.
the one I drink the most is a local one made by my mate's dad called it's the Ulster Brewery. It's like the local pub. If I was to go to the pub with someone, that's his pub, and then he makes a beer for that pub. So he makes a one for mine, which is the same. Got Guinness.
Okay.
Got Aspel's cider, which is local as well, and Neck Oil.
Do you drink Beamish ever?
No.
Never. Have you had it?
No, I don't think so. I like PBR when I come to America.
Oh, it's beautiful. It's a Pabst Blue Ribbon. It's a staple.
Very trusted.
And they support the Bull Riding Association. You know, yeah. Without them, I don't know bull riding.
What was your drink of choice?
Jack Daniels and Diet Coke, with a side of cocaine. And I love beer. I fucking love beer. I love Guinness. But I remember going with my dad to Ireland, and in my mind, I was like, I'm going to drink Guinness the entire time. But at some point, I tried a Beamish. And then I just fell in love.
Right. Yeah.
It's like a malt or something.
Ooh.
Oh my God, is it delicious? I really recommend
Yeah,
it.
there's different areas, different regions in Ireland that basically just have their own.
Yeah, I think I looked for it when I got home because I really developed a taste for it, but it didn't work out. I have a question about this strategy that you adopted from Branson, which is have a little success, build something, and then just over time it turns into something. But as part of that, like, do you have to trick yourself? I certainly trick myself into, I have to couple my hard work with some reward.
Yeah.
And you end up playing a mental game because I could just do everything I wanted. But I know that that'll lead to unhappiness.
Also, you don't value the thing that you...
Absolutely. If you get it all, yes. And to some degree, I've done that, where I'm like, I got all the shit and I still don't like myself. What happened?
Yeah.
Why didn't this work out? But do you have a methodology by which you kind of reward yourself, work hard, reward? Do you pepper it out?
Yeah, I guess so. And it's with memories rather than, because I did that as well. Why don't I like myself?
Yeah.
It's memories. And I do it based around wine. My thing, if I do something, I'll have a bottle of wine that I want to try. And I don't want to be like frivolous and just buy a nice bottle of wine and then just drink it on a Thursday night kind of thing. So I have a bottle of wine that I want to try. Something gets achieved. I'll get the wine, I'll decant it for exactly the right time, and I'll go for dinner with my wife somewhere, and we'll have that. And then on the bottle, we write, this is what happened at this dinner, this is the date, this is the restaurant we did it. I'll write my name and she writes her name. And then I have a shelf at home which has all of them. So all my achievements are now just signed bottles of wine.
That is
like
so
that.
cute. I should do that.
I adopted it from a friend, my friend that passed away in March did it.
You're Australian friend?
Michael. And his whole house is just covered in these bottles. And you would go and he'd be like, this is the night with Springsteen and this is the night with Frank Sinatra or whatever. And they're all these signed bottles that he had. And I thought that was a wonderful idea. And I'm so glad that I adopted it because I started it with him. So I've got 30 bottles at home with nights that we had that when he passed away, I could look at and be like, oh, remember this, remember this, remember this. So yeah, it's a good thing to do. For me, it is still materialistic because you're still
it's special. It has some value that you wouldn't just normally.
Yeah, I'll like research the wine properly. There are some wines that they don't sell people because they think you're going to buy them and then hold on to them as an investment and sell them. So a lot of the time I have to send a picture of the cork.
Oh, wow.
To be like, look, I have actually...
To prevent people from like trying to corner the market and drive up the price.
pretty
This
much,
sounds so limited. I'm
You're
jealous.
so into that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into wine.
She's a wine.
I love wine.
Yeah.
But also, that's such a beautiful way of keeping gratitude because then you can just look at all these bottles and be like,
Also, it's not like if you've had a nice bottle of wine, I always find it so mad. Someone has a nice bottle of wine and then the bottle is chucked out. The bottle's like so beautiful.
Yeah.
So true.
You know what I call that in life? I call it eventizing things. And there's something wonderful about that. Like, because I guess, it's like everything in life. You have a daughter now. You're going to get exactly out of it what you put into it. There's no shortcut. There's no like, I can buy this thing and it's the work, it's the presence, it's the thing. And so when you put a bunch of effort into something, the reward's bigger. Even if it's like researching it and then decanting it correctly, like the whole thing.
I love the whole process of it.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah.
And like for my daughter's birth, because Cherry, she was breastfeeding, so she could have like a tiny touch of the lips of wine. But they do tiny, tiny bottles of wine. So they then on the shelf, you have this tiny bottle where it's like, like small. So my whole house is basically covered in bottles of wine with.
One funny thing about that wine story, which I really like, is his friend was coming from Australia. He was going to stay at their house for a couple of weeks. And he thought, I got to be prepared. So I'm going to get him the bottles of wine he drinks. And he drinks 2 or 3 bottles of wine. So I'm going to need whatever it was, 45 or 200
And I
bottles.
assumed because he drunk it like it was water, and he'd
Yeah.
drink it out of paper cups, like
Oh,
just
wow.
like coffee
Not
cups.
eventizing it.
Yeah, no, it was just like his thing. He would just always
Yeah.
have a bottle of Penfold 707. And so I was kind of like, he was staying with me for like a week. So I was like, I'm going to get a lot. I think I got more than 36.
I want
Oh,
to say it was.
wow.
I read 40, but
It
whatever.
was a lot. It was enough that we didn't get through it. And then 2 years later, when he passed away, I drank the last 7 bottles with my dad over that week. But I assumed they were like $20 because he drunk them like they were $20,
Yeah.
but they were $400 bottles of wine.
No.
And so I was just like, yeah, can you get these? And then I get the bill, and I'm like, what? Michael, fucking hell.
Yeah, 40 times 400 pounds is like 16,000.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
wow.
actually,
Expensive week.
Penfold actually, when he passed away, they sent me a bunch that I actually have to thank them. I mean, I've thanked them privately, but publicly, they sent me like 100 bottles that I now just have in my cellar. And anytime I think about him, I go down and get one and I open one. It's really nice.
Wait, it's called Penfold?
Penfold 707,
I
yeah.
gotta try
I'm
it.
going to buy you one.
They do. They have a California one now, and they have like entry level wine, which would be like I think it's like $15, but then their high end one is like $700 or something like that.
Oh.
Okay, I want to go back to identity for 1 second. So when you did Hot Ones, which by the way, great job. I love that you were on Hot Ones.
Do you
I'm
know-
going to brag.
Can I interrupt you for 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Hot Ones shouldn't be the show where you eat hot chicken and you're interviewed. It should be the documentary of the day afterwards.
Oh,
Oh, my gosh.
Fuck me,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, yeah.
I had to fly to Greece, right, with my infant daughter, and my pee burnt. The other end burnt.
I'm sure.
I'm like, I've got cold sweat. I mean, it was.
It's an experience.
Oh man! And I was like, this should be the documentary. You should then have a film crew.
The
You've done
follow-up.
it. You've done it, right?
Well, I'm going to brag to you. I'm kind of a legend on that show because I asked for more wings and I did more of the hottest just to kind of really, make my mark.
Did you test his though? Because I swapped with his, and then he started struggling. His was still spicy.
Right.
Spicy. But when I've watched it before, he doesn't really struggle, and he was struggling the day that I was doing it.
Yeah, he got up in the middle.
Well, poor thing has to do this every day. I keep thinking, I'm like,
Every day.
how is
his
he doing
insides
this?
must be like ruined?
Swiss
I
cheese,
know.
Swiss cheese. It's a mess in there. It's like a fucking colander, his lower GI.
So you're known as the guy that asked for more.
I'm kind of legendary. Yeah. But what I wanted to say, and also the most unique experience ever, it's like I had hot food where it's burning my lips on the way in, and then on the exhaust, of course, the next day it's burning that. But I could feel those wings move through
Yeah.
my entire intestinal tract. I'm like, oh, that whole meal's on this side now.
Yeah, man.
Because it's literally burning your insides as it's traveling.
I like spice.
Yeah.
I like spice, but like that De Bomb one, it's just not pleasant. It just doesn't taste of anything.
It's a
just,
mean product.
Yeah.
It's aggressive. It's mean.
I don't see the point.
What's
no,
the value?
No one could enjoy that.
You talked about the Eric Clapton history, which I find really cool. He loves Eric Clapton. He's his guy. He's what encouraged him to start playing the guitar. And at some point, Eric gave him a guitar. Then his studio burnt down. Then it had to get refurbished for a year. And now it's in existence, and it's still got his signature on the
Yeah.
back. And it smells like a barbecued sausage, probably from Texas, smoked.
Yeah, it smells great. It smells really good.
But you were telling a story about you were on stage with somebody and you thought to yourself, and you described yourself this way as being very geeky in high school, and that probably if you polled your classmates, they would have picked you last to be on stage with this person. Oh, 50 Cent.
No, it was doing a song with Eminem, 50 Cent,
Yes.
and rapping on it. Not only am I British, middle class, white from a country farming town,
Yeah.
and I, in my head, was always like, I'm going to do a song with Eminem, and I'm going to rap on it. And in my head, that was always like from
On
like
the table.
From like 15, I was like, that's going to happen. It's going to happen. And I remember saying it to my dad, and God bless him, he said, yeah, it will. Yeah, it will.
God bless him. I would have been like, Bud, you got to prepare for that not to happen.
Well, my dad was so wonderful in it because he was always my number one supporter. And he never told me that when he played my music to his friends, they were like, oh, this isn't good.
Yeah.
And I
Really?
found out recently that like he just shielded all of that from me. He always was just like, they loved it, which gives you confidence. And eventually you get better and better and better and better.
Yeah, a performance is literally 90% confidence.
Well, this is why I think camera phones, right? Someone said, I can't remember who said this. I remember being on stage, age 12, playing Sweet Child of Mine. And I remember being like, I am Slash. I rocked it. They loved it. It was amazing. The crowd, I could have crowd surfed. There's probably like 5 people there.
Sure.
And I'm sure if someone had filmed that on a camera phone and I watched it back age 12, I'd be like, oh man, that wasn't as good as
awful.
And I feel like camera phones are ruining the confidence level of kids, because you can watch back and be like, even if you're like at a dance recital, you can be like, I rocked that. And then you watch it back and be like, oh man, that actually wasn't as sick as I remembered.
Oh my God, this reminds me, this is so funny. Nate Tuck, one of my best friends, he was in college and he went to a party, like a sorority party. And he said he was dancing. He goes, I've never been more on fire, man. Everyone there was feeling it. I was just fucking dancing. It was like the night of my life. And someone had VHS taped it back then in like 91. He said he watched it the next day and he realized like his dance moves were like the African anteater dance from Can't Buy Me Love. Like he looked like a fucking dork. But
Crazy.
he had lived with this fantasy that he had crushed it.
And dancing is all about not giving a fuck. It's all about just letting go. And then the next time, this is what's sad, the next time he dances, he'll be like, oh,
yes,
God,
exactly.
I'm gonna look like
I can't
that.
let go.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. It's best not to ever
I'm
see
like
that.
that. I went to my friend's 30th the other week, but the dance floor was empty, but Dancing Queen came on at ABBA. So I was like, I'm going for a solo mission. And I had the best night of my life, but my best mate Nick thought it was so funny. He filmed it and I watched it back the next day and was like,
It was a little different outside than it was in my head.
It is hard with these young people who start on YouTube and stuff like that. Like, you have to be perfect right out the gates. Like, you don't have time.
Sean was playing to sort of 5,000 kids because he was so big on Vine.
Yeah.
That his fan base, I remember like his first gigs were to like 3,000-4,000 people. And then it was like arenas and you have to really catch up quick. And it's a lot of pressure, a lot of eyes, you know?
The most. I mean, you don't have time to, there's no fucking up in small rooms. Like everyone.
And that's so
everywhere.
important. Failure is so important for success. I've learned nothing from success. I learned everything from my failures.
That's the premise of this show.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, what could I learn from someone's accomplishment? Like if you've won a Grammy, that doesn't help me at all. If you were a shitty dad yesterday and you're bummed about it and you figured it out and then you got a trick to get out of it, that's what I want to hear.
Yeah.
I'm a dad who fucks up.
Dude, I felt it on, because my goal for so many years was Wembley Stadium, sell out Wembley Stadium, Wembley Stadium, Wembley Stadium, Wembley Stadium. And then I was on stage at Wembley Stadium and I came off stage and was like, I feel nothing. But the route to Wembley, I felt everything. I was like energized. I was like, yes. And actually, there was one moment I felt very human on stage at Wembley Stadium. I use a loop station and my whole gig is based around this loop station and it shut off mid-song. And then I was like, well, what do I do?
Oh, wow. Wow.
So I sung an a cappella song while they fixed it. But that moment, again, was failure and then succeeded. And that's what made me feel. But yeah, it's...
But you need to sometimes, like, again, I grew up doing comedy. Like, there's a lot of shows that thank fucking
you
God
have
they
to
hadn't
bomb,
been
yeah.
recorded because the evidence would suggest I suck.
But really, you're just learning.
I'm
But when
learning,
you bomb, you go, okay, that joke didn't work.
Exactly.
And then you get to a point where you're on stage doing stand-up and you kill every time because you've had so many failures leading up to then. That's a good premise for the show, man. That's good. Because I say to kids, whenever they say, what's your best bit of advice? I always say, obviously, choose someone you admire and work harder than them, write songs every day, gig every day. And I was like, dare to suck. Like, go in and be like, you know what? This song might suck. Or step on stage and dare to suck. If you suck, you won't suck next time, or you won't suck 5 times after then.
I'm a writer as well. And the only tip I have for people who want to write is like, give yourself permission to write something terrible. Because the issue isn't writing something terrible. It's starting writing. That's it.
Do you ever write something terrible and then someone else is like, oh my God, like in your head, are you like, this is rubbish?
Shape of You?
I stand by it. I still don't think that song fits on that album.
Do you know
Wait,
this about
what?
him? He doesn't think Shape of You. He thought Shape of You was going to tank.
Oh my God.
Isn't that fantastic?
Oh my God.
What I have is I have a hard time getting started because I want it to be great.
Yeah.
Wanting it to be great can be very arresting. And that's the only real battle to fight as a writer is just yourself. You got to sit down and start typing.
And dare to suck, yeah. You can write a song that sucks and no one's going to listen to it.
Who gives a
But
shit?
you in the moment, like I remember, what was the song I wrote? I think it might have even been Bad Habits. I remember being so buzzed about Bad Habits. And then at the end of the day, writing a shitty song and then going home being like, oh man, I can't write songs.
Yeah, it's an identity. It can like shatter your identity. That's the fear. It's like, oh, if I can't do it, then I can't do it ever.
Yes. Here's the analogy I would make. I just thought of it while you were saying that is if you're an athlete, right? And you're competing for the Olympics and you thought, I can't start my workout today because it's going to be a bad workout. Not an option. You just got to work out if you're going to. It's the muscle. So it's like literally it's just going to the gym. You're not hoping you get the perfect fucking workout. You just know that's what you've got to do to eventually go somewhere and compete.
That's a very good point, yeah.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare. We are supported by Auto Trader. All right, if you've been putting off car shopping because it sounds like a whole thing, buying your car online on Auto Trader makes it way easier, really. You can shop tons of cars online, compare prices, check financing and trade-in options, all from wherever you are. And if you want to start online and go to the dealership for a test drive, you can do that too, really. What I like is the flexibility. Start online, finish at the dealer, or the other way around. Your info stays with you, so you're not starting the process from scratch. Plus, you're working with local dealer listings, so you've got real people helping behind the scenes. And when you're ready, you can pick up your car or have it delivered. Really. Buy your car online on Auto Trader. Really. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. You've heard us talk about BetterHelp for a while, but I don't know that we've ever talked about how much people love this service when they use it. BetterHelp has an average live therapy session rating of 4.9 out of 5 based on over 1.7 million client session reviews. And you can check out the reviews yourself at betterhelp.com/reviews to see how much they love BetterHelp. Knowing that kind of service feedback from real people speaks for itself. I'm a huge proponent of therapy, as we've talked about before. I've learned so many things about myself that I believe truly only an outside objective person could help me come to. BetterHelp makes it easy to get started. Answer a few questions, get matched with a therapist based on your needs, and switch therapists at any time if it's not the right fit. See the reviews, see what stands out, and see if BetterHelp is right for you. Visit betterhelp.com/Dax. That's betterhelp.com/Dax.
Thank you to our presenting sponsor, HP, for supporting this episode. Parents, you've got enough on your back to school list right now. Ink cartridges do not need to be on it. They just don't. The HP Smart Tank printer uses a refillable ink tank and comes with up to 3 years of ink included. It's the last printer you'll ever need. To learn more, search HP Smart Tank.
This episode is supported by Helix. All right, let's talk about something we both really care deeply about: sleep.
It's the most important thing. I've had my Helix mattress for years now, and I genuinely think it's one of the best investments you can make for your home. Mine still feels just like it did when I first got it.
Well, that's the thing. It's not one of those mattresses that caves in after 6 months. These things are built to last. And you know, I'm a side sleeper. I ordered a side sleeper and I get hot, so I have cooling. And I can't tell you how much more comfortable it is to be in there, not sweating and tossing and turning.
Cooling is really important. I've read that you're supposed to sleep a little bit cold.
Mm-hmm.
So I also have cooling. And they have over 20 models. So it's not a one-size-fits-all situation. You just go take their quiz and they match you to what actually works for your body.
Plus, they've got cooling upgrades, which heading into summer, non-negotiable.
Truly.
Go to helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. That's helixsleep.com/armchair for 20% off. Make sure you enter our show name after checkout so they know we sent you. helixsleep.com/armchair.
Okay, so back to what you said on the Hot Ones about 50 and Eminem is that your classmates wouldn't have thought you would have been there and that you were geeky. And then I read that your classmates also voted you most likely to become famous.
Yeah.
So do you think
There's a gap.
No,
is there a gap between what you think and what people think?
No.
It was the hip hop version that seemed crazy for them.
Yeah. I think people thought that I would make success out of music. But even now, people wonder how I do songs with people. So the people who they would consider like super cool, even now, they'll be like, how did he get on a song with Travis Scott? Or how did he get Tion Wayne and Central C to do it? Like,
Well, really quick, can I ask you a question? Do you think anyone thinks that, or do you think they think that?
no, I think people think that. I think in the music industry, there's like cool clubs. I think because I make pop music, people think I'm not in the cool club. But sometimes I'm writing music for the cool club behind the scenes, you know?
Absolutely. Well, I don't know. I just talk for myself. People don't think nearly as bad about me as I'm positive they do. In fact, I almost start every sentence defensively. In fact, the name of this podcast was going to be the millionth podcast, not Armchair Expert, because I was already embarrassed that so many people had already done it, and I'm just hopping in now. I'm a fucking poser, and I'm going to beat you to the burn on me. Yeah, I know this is the 1 millionth podcast.
But I think it's good to be self-aware as well. I don't necessarily think people think bad on me, but I do think there's a hell of a lot of people that want me to fail. It's crabs in a barrel. Do you know the crabs in a barrel mentality?
Tell me crabs in a barrel.
Crabs, you put crabs in a barrel of water, and all the crabs will help one crab get to the top. And then when it's at the top, they drag it back down, and they get the next crab, and they help that. And that is, I feel, I don't want to shit on my country. I love living here, but they love an underdog.
Sure.
And they hate
A winner.
Do you know what they hate? They hate a nice winner. They hate.
Well, that's the worst.
They hate someone who they're like, oh fuck, like I can't hate him, but I do hate.
Right.
He's not really that. No, they see every aspect of my life as like a PR exercise.
Sure.
So the fact that my kind of whole shtick has been people being like, oh, he's so normal, and he feels like you can go for a pint with him or whatever, and I feel like people think that is a carefully crafted design
And calculated
thing. Yeah.
I've seen that you've objected to people suggesting you do things for money, which I don't know why they would suggest that, assuming they know somewhat that you've done just fine. You probably have passed the point where you're trying to keep the heat on.
I don't do private shows. I'm not saying I never would, but like I'm not going to play for some like
what if I told you
warlords
I had $800 cash money to play at my daughter's
I would rather play
party?
it for free.
Right.
This might come back and bite me in the ass in years to come because I might end up playing private shows, but I never like feeling like I'm owned. I did one the beginning of my career, and I turned up and they gave me my set list. So when people ask me to play their weddings, I usually say, if I'm free, I'll just come and do it. And I do. I will just turn up at someone's wedding and play and not charge, because I think that's more fun. I don't necessarily do it for money. I know my worth.
Well, there's commerce, and then there's doing what you love.
Yeah.
There's two different things.
We're friends with Pete Wentz, and they did a show for like some Russian czars or something. Fall Out Boy did, and they were like, it was atrocious. Everyone just stood there. No one clapped. No one did no one did anything. And they were like, we're never, ever, ever doing this again.
The best part was they played a couple of the songs, whatever, they had a set list. And then at the end, they said, no, you play this.
Yeah.
Replay. They wanted them to, they ended up playing the same song like 3 times.
Because you're owned for the day.
Exactly.
The only one actually I've done in 10 years because it was in Hawaii. And I was like, I want to go to Hawaii. But that was like a gig that I was booked for. But like when you're playing to 10 people in a room, then they say play it again and again and again. Like, not for me.
Yeah, you feel like a puppet.
A friend of mine went to SeaWorld.
Yeah.
And they have a little amphitheater.
Canceled. SeaWorld is canceled.
Let's not get bogged down in that. But a friend of mine was there with his kids, and they have a little amphitheater. It's probably maybe 200 people can sit in it. And he saw on the sign Tone Loc's playing. Do you remember Tone Loc? Funky Cole Medina and Wild Thing.
Oh,
she likes to do the wild thing.
Yeah.
So according to him, I don't want to get sued, he played Wild Thing. Everyone went bonkers. And then he played Funky Cole Medina. Everyone went bonkers. And at the end of Funky Cole Medina, he goes, y'all want to hear Wild Thing again? And everyone went crazy. And then he fucking played it again. And he played 3 songs, and 2 of them were wild.
Kind of awesome, though.
It's so awesome.
Know your audience.
That's
right.
I
remember I played with Macklemore, and he opens with Can't Hold Us, and then I think ends with it.
Oh, good for him.
Because it just goes, and don't get me wrong, he has like hits for days.
Yeah.
We interviewed him. We love him. He's great.
He knows what's going to get the crowd hype.
Well, when you said the Cool Club, I immediately thought of him. I thought, that's a victim of the Cool Club.
But the Cool Club the Cool Club, like, he is still hanging out with the people that you think are in the Cool Club.
Yes. But some faction of the media has decided he's not that. And has created this kind of bullshit tension, which we talked about at great length. Like there's some undercurrent to suggest he's not, despite the reality of it.
I mean, that's the same for me. It would be the same for Sean. It would be the same for
Taylor. Does she get that?
I think she did. I think she reached a level of success with 1989 that people were like, oh, she can't do it again. She can't do it again. And I think with Folklore and Evermore is so back in with the Cool Club. She's now kind of
transcended all of it.
Yeah, you can't, like, she's done it again and again and again.
Yes.
And at a certain point, you have to just be like, she's really good. Also,
Yeah.
just doing that, she's just a nice person. So, like, it comes out.
Yeah.
She'll donate to a fan's thing here, or she'll do this. And, like, these things come out, and the media, I felt like they could shit on her for a bit. And then eventually they're like, oh, you know, like,
She won. Literally,
she definitely
that's
won.
what
She
happened.
definitely
She
won. I don't think there's ever a point. I mean, I can't speak for the future, but I think she's out the other side now. I don't
Yeah.
think there's ever a point where people can be the way they were with her.
Did you watch her doc? You must have.
Of course, yeah.
Okay, so that's where I went from, my daughters love her music. I like some of her songs. I was, whatever. If I had to do 0 to 10 interest in her, it was like at a 4 or 5. I watched her doc and just what we were talking about me learning from people's struggles. I fucking love this woman. I love her honesty. I love her vulnerability. I love her fucking truth. And I talked about this with Sean, and I'm going to talk about it with you because I've seen it in you too. You said, look, man, I did fucking 260 shows and I didn't want to ever do music again. It ruined my experience. And what I love about this generation of younger rock stars is, like, I grew up with Led Zeppelin. I should aspire to fuck a fish in a hotel room. Like, there's no downside. There's just fucking fish in hotel rooms. There's no struggle. There's no loneliness. There's no identity crisis. And the result of that, as you saw, there isn't a musician from the 60s that wasn't a raging fucking addict, because you need relief. You have to regulate from the loneliness and the highs of the stage and the loneliness of the hotel and the fucking... I love that y'all are owning the reality of the human experience, because I think what gets us all into troubles, and I'm going to argue that this is what happened to you with Wembley, we are fantasy creatures. We are forward-thinking fantasy creatures, and we think we're going to feel a certain way. You thought in your head for however many years that when you played Wembley, a magic sensation was going to enter your body in a confidence.
I thought that having a daughter. I thought everyone said you feel this new love having a daughter. And I remember it was a very traumatic birth. And I remember holding her and being like, when's it going to hit? When's it going to hit? And then just gradually you realize that actually it's not a switch that comes on and it's a new kind of love. It's you have a totally different, because I thought, do you love your daughter more than your wife? Like, is that the thing? And it was this bond of real, true, emotive love and worry. Lots and lots of worry that sort of gradually happens, and it becomes stronger and stronger and stronger. But I assumed, I mean, as you said, you feel like it's this light switch moment where it's like, and now it's this.
Dude, this is across the board. So Mondays is celebrities, Thursdays is like professors, all the best minds in the world. Everyone who's gone to Harvard had the exact same experience. Their entire life was about getting to Harvard. And then they got to Harvard and they're like, I thought I was going to kind of feel like a scientist overnight.
And then I guess after Harvard, they go, and I'm going to have the best job and it's going to go in and I'm going to be a millionaire.
And then when I have money, it's going to feel this way. That was my lie. I'm like, oh, if I have money, there's no problems.
Going back to what you were saying about artists have to have something once the stage is over and they have the high. I actually think real addiction comes in the off time, in the boredom, when you haven't got anything to do. When I watched the Amy documentary, her addiction got really bad when she was off tour, because she would wake up in the morning and be like, well, what do I do today? I'm not playing a show. I'm not doing, I'll get high. And then it turns into, I'm on tour and I'm doing it and this is what I need.
But eventually those collide. Did you watch either of the Whitney Houston documentaries?
I haven't seen it yet.
They're phenomenal. And she is on a tour like you were on. Like they are working that woman, and she is in Australia and she's playing for 100,000 people, and she is actively fucking smoking crack. And yet she still is getting there. She's so skinny, and now it's just all converging. The addiction and the stage thing and all of it is just like, it's a mountain. And the Amy thing is really, really heartbreaking. And again, I think she just missed the generation where she could have maybe owned a lot of it and dealt with. I don't know. I just think what you guys are doing is so helpful to everybody, because there isn't a magic pill. There isn't a magic job. There isn't a magic accomplishment. And y'all are being honest about that.
Well, you just need to get your head around that maybe the accomplishment is doing what you love for a living. And like my everyday waking up and being like, hey, I get to play guitar today, and people are going to go, hey, you're good at that. That is enough. That is enough. And that's why someone like Sean, for instance, when he's going to stage and he's going, am I enough? Am I enough? And then he stands on stage and goes, oh yeah, no, people do like this. I think that accomplishments, and this is the thing with award shows and sort of sales in general, and people being like, this is what defines you. Like my new album is not going to sell what Divide sold. I know that for a fact. It's a different different time. CDs aren't really the thing anymore.
But still, Equals is out and it's fantastic, and everyone should buy multiple copies.
But my worth by some people will be judged, or the album's worth, even if the album's so much better, it will be judged on, but what did it sell? Did it win any Grammys? What did it do? Rather than, I love it. And I'm really proud of it. And I hope people listen to it and they like it too. But the thing that I got into on my first record was, it was critically slammed. I won Brit Awards, but I remember I was like nominated for a Grammy and losing, I was like crushed.
Who'd you lose to?
Fun. I lost to Fun.
Okay.
And then lost to Macklemore the year after. I lost 13 Grammys in a row.
Oh,
Is that a record?
No, maybe. Anyway, I lost 13 in a row. I was 0 to 13.
When they invite you on the 11th time, are you a little bit like, I'm not fucking going to go
Well, this
there?
is my point. This is my point.
Okay.
On the 14th time, it was my birthday. And I was like, I don't want to spend my birthday losing.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I'm going to go, but I'm going to book a plane afterwards to take me and my wife to Iceland. And I'm going to wake up and jump in the Blue Lagoon and win or lose. That's my day. And I won.
Yeah.
and I was there like, fuck, I got to go. See you guys, like, there was no celebration. It was just like I won and left.
That might be
was
the
it.
healthiest way to do it.
Yeah. And then the next time I won, I woke up here in bed and literally like looked on the news and was like, oh, I won. And
Okay,
like,
so you didn't go to one of the ones you won.
I didn't go to one of them, no.
Uh,
I often find like, for me, award shows, if I'm not performing, I kind of can't really see the point because I want to go and perform and people to see a song. So I'm kind of like, if I'm not playing, I find it difficult to
go sit in an audience.
It really, really makes me feel like shit. And I get like real anxiety being around lots of people that I admire. That it's the thing where you think everyone hates you. And I walk into a room and I go, all of these people don't like, I don't like that feeling. And it's a lot easier to go and be like, but I'm playing and I'm promoting my record.
But that's not true. Like everyone in that room.
I was going to ask him my party thing.
People do want me to fail, especially here. People are waiting for the moment where a song doesn't go to
but
number one.
not the people in the room at the Grammys who know what's up.
No. I know you like. I know because I hear people talk about people who talk about me, and in the moment it will be like, "Hey man, what's going on?" But I know for a fact that people are like, fuck this guy.
Well, but can you write some of that off as just obviously like some career envy?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. Of course. I'm like, I know. I'm fine with it. But again, be self-aware. I'm very self-aware of those things. And even here in our music industry in England, where the percentage of people listening has gone up, and as a music industry, everyone benefits. If, say, Coldplay or Adele or whoever, they have a successful album, 15 bands that kind of sound like them will get signed, and then they'll get a shot, and then they'll get on radio because of it. And like,
well, a rising tide lifts all ships.
Yeah, and like some of those ships still want me to fail, and some of like, I'm not saying like I'm the reason that people have success, but there's definitely like when someone gets a hit on radio, there's definitely like, oh well, this is the new something or other, and like I don't know, I know that I benefited from Paolo Nutini and James Blunt from my record label because they were male singer-songwriters who got big, sold a lot of records, and that money went to signing me and making my record and then promoting it. And it's just it's a cycle.
Okay, back to the wedding thing. I want to suggest, this is from my own experience. If I look at my happiest days of being an actor, it's when I was a groundling and I did a show every Sunday, and literally nothing could happen from it. No one's going to I was going to be great and they were going to give me a check at the end of it. It was just like, I did it because I wanted to be on that stage. And then soon as I started doing movies, it was like, this one's got to do this much so I can do that one. The whole thing shifted. And so trying to recapture why I moved to Los Angeles, which was to be funny, the more I can do that, the happier I am. So yeah, like for me, if you played a wedding out of your love for playing, that's such a different experience.
But that's why I do it. I balance it. So if you say you did mega million selling movie, go and do a stand-up show on Sunday and remind yourself that you are funny and do it for free. And then people are like, holy shit, did you see so-and-so turned up to the comedy club and he didn't even want to be paid. He just did it for the love of it. Yeah. And I think I do that now. Like every now and then we'll just be like, fuck it, I want to play a show today. And I will just turn up somewhere and plug in and play.
Well, he does this really cute thing. Like there's all these videos of him like people playing at a mall or something or out in the park. And then he just pops in and starts fucking jamming. Like, I saw this cute picture with like all these girls that were doing some kind of singing in public. And then he rolls up and just starts
fucking. Now that's the kind of superpower I wish I had, where like my talent, I could start right now and end in 4 minutes and give it to
Right,
somebody
yeah,
and
yeah.
then walk away. Sounds so dreamy.
How many times have you been at a dinner party and you go, I'm a comedian? They go, tell us a joke.
Oh, they don't have to say, tell me a joke. I'm giving them way too many jokes.
They're like, can you stop telling us jokes?
I'm going to tell you my favorite one, and
Cool.
it's just about the delivery. The joke is not good. Old man goes for his yearly physical at the doctor, and the doctor says, I've ran your labs, looking at your results. I got 2 really bad pieces of news for you. Number 1, you have cancer. And number 2, you have Alzheimer's. And he says, well, at least it's not cancer.
That's
But let me tell you, it's not funny to make fun of Alzheimer's.
Oh my God.
What's funny is how positive he is.
Yeah.
That's what the joke is.
Wow.
that one gets said multiple times on this show,
Yeah.
along with the underwear one.
The underwear
I
one.
thought you were going to say that.
Oh, no, the rabbit and the
Blood?
bear.
Bloody underwear?
Yes, one more. You ready? So an old man again goes to
Why
his.
are you ragging an old man?
Exactly. That's his
'Cause I am
brand of
one.
comedy.
Because that's my fear right now, as I'm slowly turning into one. Old man goes with his wife to his yearly physical because he's hard of hearing. She helps out. And he gets in there, and the doctor says, okay, before we get started, we're going to need a blood sample, a urine sample, and a fecal sample. And he turns to his wife and says, what did he say? And she said, he wants your underwear.
It's so gross.
That's fucking cool. Okay, old man goes to the doctors for a checkup. Actually, middle-aged man. We're not going to
Okay.
rag on the
Yeah,
old man.
let's-
Dak Shepard.
Goes to the doctors for a checkup, and the doctor does all the tests, all the putting the electrode things on, and then he's fine. And he says, right, you're totally clear, but I'm a religious man, and I just want to ask you, what's your connection like with God? Do you have a good spiritual connection? He's like, yeah, man. Weird. Me and God are so close. Every time I go to the toilet for a pee, he turns the light on, and when I leave, he turns it off. Doctor's like, what? He's like, yeah. Every time I go to the toilet, turns the light on, but when I leave, he turns it off. The doctor's really concerned, so he rings up the man's wife, and he's like, does God turn on the light for your husband and turn it off when he leaves? She's like, no, he just pisses in the fridge.
Oh man, I was trying to predict the end of that joke, and I was so off base.
That's great.
In the
Pisses in the
fridge.
fridge.
I meant to say he sleepwalks and pisses in the fridge.
Okay.
That's great.
Sorry, we're just turning into...
No, that's exactly what the show's supposed to do. It's supposed to get far away from anything you're expecting to hear us talking about. I had a question about, in the interviews I've watched you in, you have a total comfort and a confidence, and it seems to me that you're not terribly concerned about what the fallout is. And I was wondering if that is the actual gift of success, that you've done well enough that you don't feel the pressure to try to be broadly appealing or try to say something that'll appeal to people. Like, is that the gift of...
No, because I still feel there's pressure to have hits.
No, I mean about being yourself in
being
interviews.
myself. Right. Oh,
Because, a younger artist who's trying to appeal to the most amount of people as possible, they might ask them some question that they know is polarizing or they might think is alienating to some group. And they can't really, they're not in a position to be that way yet.
I think honesty is the best policy. And I feel like you can never get caught out. I mean, there's people that I know that are clean cut and don't do drugs, kids, and then get caught doing drugs. And then everyone's like, I think it's from the get-go, it's good to just to be honest. And I think if you're a nice person, you can't get caught out. Claire, my publicist, will tell you that the newspapers here, they will search for things on you. They will try and take you down, and they will find stuff. So if you're just a nice person, they're not going to find shit because you don't have things to dig up. James Blunt said that to me. He said it once in an interview, and it was like this kind of faux shock from the press who probably do it with him. They're probably at the parties doing it with him.
exactly.
And he said it was very much a kind of like, pop star does drugs. And everyone was like, oh, no. We didn't see that
Big
coming.
shocker.
Yeah.
Let's talk about acting for 1 second.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
Do you know, I love the break from the norm, but I did a TV show.
Game of Thrones.
No. It was a show called The Bastard Executioner, Kurt Sutter.
Oh, yeah.
And I loved the first day. And then the second day, I was like, I felt so out of place because I wasn't an actor, and the confidence where I didn't feel like a very confident actor. And it actually turned, like, I watched that show now and it actually turned out really well. But I feel I don't really have imposter syndrome too much with my own career because I know the path that it's trod, but I have real imposter syndrome with acting. So I feel like dipping in and doing a cameo that I'm like asked to do rather than like that show I like went through the process of.
It's a regular.
Yeah, and so I think dipping in, if I'm asked to do a cameo, I just did a cameo in this movie for Netflix where I actually play a wedding, and then the wedding gets shut down. The police drag me off stage, and I start shouting, "I'm fucking have you killed? Do you know who I am?" And I find that funny. So yeah, I do like acting in that respect. I'm very aware that I am a very recognizable person who is well known for having a face for radio. So I'm not looking to be a heartthrob. I would love to do an animated movie. I'd love to do a musical animated movie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But
my wife can make that happen.
Awesome.
That's her field is animated musicals. Let's talk about Game of Thrones for 1 second.
Yeah. Polarizing.
Well, I'm on the side that loved it, so just know where I'm coming from. But Game of Thrones at our house was a pod event way before there were pods. We would Sunday night, like 4 different families comes over. We all watch this a whole thing.
Amazing.
We pause 80 times. We want it to last like 6 hours. I mean,
We call it PRQ, pause real quick.
Yeah, PRQ. And then when someone says something, of course, when you came on, fucking everyone's yelling PRQ. I forgot that.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
so great.
Is that
PRQ,
it?
PRQ.
Yeah.
But I just learned the backstory of it yesterday reading about you. That was a surprise for Arya. Did you know that?
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
It was her
that was ruined. That was
birthday.
ruined by Sophie Sansa.
Oh, it
Sophie
was?
said at Comic-Con, she was like, "Oh, we got Ed Sheeran on the next season," and I think Maisie was like, "What?" Because she didn't know not to say. But yeah, basically, it had come through. I toured with Snow Patrol in 2012, and Gary, the lead singer, was mad. It was season 2 was airing at the time, and he was mad on it. And he had filmed a cameo for season 3. So I started watching it with him, instantly got obsessed. Game of Thrones was like this show that I had the DVD box sets back home, and none of my friends wanted to watch it. So I used to get a mate around my house and be like, "We're watching," and I would watch season 1 with them for the day.
Yeah.
And then get them hooked. And then I'd get another friend and I'd watch season 1 for the day. I must have
You're
watched
like
season
spreading
1.
an STD.
Yeah. Precisely. But so I said to Gary back then, I was like, "Can you get me a cameo?" And he said, "Yeah, I'll speak to the creators." So I was in touch with the creators from like 2012, I think. And then obviously they were like, "This doesn't make sense. Like, why would we have it?" But then it made
Really
sense.
quick, just because it is comparable, you would never acknowledge this, but I'll acknowledge it for you. I mean, you sold 150 million albums. Only Michael Jackson really is in that world. So just imagine you were watching Game of Thrones and they panned over and Mike was sitting there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, what I say to people all the time, because I know it was like a why. There was a big why.
Not for me.
And I just say to people, what would you say?
Exactly.
Did you like Sopranos? You're too young to have liked
man.
Sopranos.
I watched it in real time.
Oh, baby.
Yeah.
That was I've only had 2 shows in my life where it's like friends came over on Sunday. We made Italian food. We fucking watched Sopranos. We paused it a bunch. But I always said, like, put me in the background as a waiter that's just dropping off a glass of water. I want to be in the world I've been obsessed with. I just want to enter the world. And I can leave real quick. So did you feel when you were on Game of Thrones, did that experience maybe live up? Were you like, "Oh my God, I'm in the world"?
Yeah. And I feel like people's reaction to it sort of muddied my joy to it.
Sincerely, I fucking loved it.
Thank you.
And I was with you. I'm like, God bless this motherfucker. If they'd put me in that scene, I'm there
Hell
in
yeah.
1 second.
Yeah. No, for sure. But I was kind of immersed in the world anyway from just being friends with Richard Madden, who was the King of the North. So I'd known him from like 2012. We met at a, do you know what? I met Kit Harington and Richard Madden both in urinals. Both,
wow.
both in urinals. So
Did you steal a peek?
No,
I would've.
no, because you're there and you're like, "Oh my God, this is kind of awkward." I'm next to Jon Snow.
Yeah.
And not knowing that he's thinking, "Oh my God, this is kind of awkward." No, I met Richard back in 2012 at a festival. He'd come to watch me headline and we met just before I went on. But I'd sort of been immersed in the world from knowing a lot of the actors from like 2012.
Right. And so this is where you'll bail out of this conversation because I find that this is uncomfy for some English guys. But Kit Harington, what a physique. I was watching those lovemaking scenes with he and Khaleesi, and I'm like, those are some of the best buns I've ever seen, male or female.
Beautiful.
So I got to tell you, if I was at a urinal, I need now the final chapter. My prediction is that his penis is so pretty
Well, my rule usually is I don't go to urinals. There will be 20 urinals and I'll stand at an end one. And someone will come and stand right next to me just to have a look.
Yes.
And so my rule is I usually don't. But this was a place where I think someone was in the bathroom doing drugs.
What a world.
So here's my question.
Wait, we never figured out why. How was it? Was a surprise. She was obsessed with you.
No, well, not obsessed. As Maisie had come to shows,
Okay.
so I'd met her. She came in Dublin, I think, because they were filming in Belfast. So I'd met Maisie probably when she was like 12, maybe
Okay.
13. She's always been awesome, and I don't think they'd written the ending yet, or it was meant to be like her last season, but it wasn't. And they said as a surprise for her, because it was her last season, they would get me on. So she was meant to turn up on set, and I was by the fire. And she was meant to know her lines and everything, get down and be like, hang on.
Oh, how fun.
Yeah, but
I
it was
love
it was
that.
great. It was great. And I arrived the night before, and Kit was obviously there filming with there was a bunch of them, and I took them out, and Kit was doing his he was doing that scene.
No.
He was doing that scene because
Oh my
I
God.
took him out, and he was like, I've been on a strict diet, and I was like, fuck you, man. You're having a burger and a beer, and you're gonna be happy about it. And yeah, he was doing that scene the next day.
I think did she tell us that maybe they had a couple pops to get through it? Because they're such bros and they have to fuck passionately and they're buddies. I want to say they both had a glass of wine or something to kind of loosen up.
I don't
if I'm
remember.
I'm probably
he's
starting a rumor.
He's married to Rose, who's I guess
Yeah.
they're all like super
Best
close.
friend, yeah.
So they moved. I tell people all the time how great Suffolk is, and everyone's like, yeah, it's three hours. He's moved there.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He
Oh,
took
that's
he took
fantastic.
my advice, went on Right Move, and was like, do you know what? It's time.
You know who I'm most interested in? Well, let me start. You're the guest. Who was your favorite character?
Aya,
Uh-huh.
always
Yeah.
badass.
Incredible.
She's incredible.
I think as the show went on, because she's amazing in the books, but I think as the show went on, they realized what a fan favorite she was. So once the books were ended, they gave her cooler and cooler shit to do.
Yeah, that's a great pick. Mine's the Hound.
Yeah.
Because as a human being, I relate. Like, I'm a piece of shit scumbag. And then sometimes I got a lot of heart and I'll help you.
I love the lots of people name swords. Lots of cunts.
Stay tuned for more Armchair Expert, if you dare.
We are supported by HP. If you're a parent or you know one, like I do, or you can help take care of kids, you already know what August feels like. It's not summer anymore, it's the pregame. The supplies list, the forms, the we need this printed by tomorrow texts that come in at 9 p.m. And I say this as someone who's been on the receiving end of those texts in a former life. You're ready to help, and then the printer says no, out of ink, blinking at you, useless. It's such a small thing, but it will absolutely derail your night. So when I heard about the HP Smart Tank printer from HP, America's most trusted printer brand, I thought this is the kind of thing that actually makes life easier, not in a big flashy way, in a one less crisis way. Instead of those little cartridges that run out the second you need them, the HP Smart Tank uses refillable ink tanks, and it comes with up to 3 years of ink included. 3 years. That's 3 back-to-school seasons without the cartridge panic. HP can't fill out the forms for you, but they can make sure the printer is never the reason you're up past midnight. Search HP Smart Tank.
This podcast is brought to you by Squarespace. We've talked before about Rob building our website on Squarespace, and I bring it up again because it's a perfect example of what they do well. Rob had all the pieces, the content, the vision, the ideas, but he needed something to actually take all that and make it public facing. And Squarespace was that bridge. Maybe you're in the same spot. You've been developing something, a business, a skill set, a body of work, and it's been private. It's been yours, but at some point you're ready to put it out there, and that transition from private to public can feel like a huge leap. Squarespace makes it feel like a step. Beautiful templates, built-in SEO, email campaigns, scheduling, analytics, everything you need to go from I've been working on this to here it is, come find me. All in one place, no code, no stitching together a bunch of different tools. So if you've been sitting on something and waiting for the right moment, this might be it. Head to squarespace.com/DAX for a free trial. And when you're ready to launch, use offer code DAX to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain.
We are supported by Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I feel like so many parts of our lives have gotten a little overcomplicated, including toothpaste. There's always some new ingredient, new promise, new thing you're supposed to suddenly care about. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste keeps it simple. Powered by baking soda, a time-tested ingredient you already know and trust for a clean you can actually feel. It removes up to 3 times more plaque in hard-to-reach areas compared to a leading toothpaste, and it gently whitens. And if you hear baking soda and think, wait, is that gentle enough? Arm & Hammer is actually a less abrasive toothpaste, and it is designed to protect enamel. Myth busted. It's also the #1 dentist-recommended baking soda toothpaste. I am a broken record on Arm & Hammer toothpaste. I love it. I've been using it for years and years. My dad first introduced it to me, and I've never gone back. I've also gotten a lot of people on it, and once you go to Arm & Hammer, you won't regret it. My personal favorite is the Arm & Hammer Peroxicare toothpaste. It improves gum health while gently removing plaque and surface stains, but also just my mouth feels so clean after. They have so many. They have advanced white toothpaste, which is great. I also use that. Complete Care toothpaste. Everything is perfect. Try Arm & Hammer toothpaste to taste the difference. Feel the difference. Shop at your favorite retailer between August 2nd and August 15th to save $1.50. Arm & Hammer baking soda toothpaste. Save $1.50 August 2nd through 15th.
You can finally answer our long-standing
Okay.
question.
Well, you can weigh in.
You can weigh in. No, I'm going to take his verdict as
okay.
the verdict. We are so curious, and maybe we're hearing it wrong, but when we hear your songs, it sounds to us like you have an American accent.
Oh,
as
that's
it
not the
does.
question I thought you were going to ask.
Oh, what do you think I was going to ask? No,
right
I'm not
now.
going to do that one. I mean, I will, but I thought it might annoy you, so I decided to shelve that one.
Okay.
So we think, I think Mick Jagger sounds American when he sings, but then when he talks, he's clearly English. And your songs to me sound, what happens? A, do you agree?
I know what you mean because some people can't work out the accent.
It's like a newscaster in America. They don't have any regional accent.
Yeah.
But it's not like, I'm in love with your boy.
No, but
That's
I don't.
terrible,
but I don't
but
talk like that.
No one does.
Right.
I do a very bad English accent.
But I don't really have a regional accent here. My accent is just kind of plain. The
Okay.
region that I
Yeah.
come from, man, is a really, really thick farming accent. where they
How's
kind-
that sound?
They say, "All right, boy, how you getting on?
Oh, wow.
How
So
you got? How you got a light?"
Everything's like a limerick.
Yeah. Well, it's all
It's
it's,
like
it's a musical.
sing-songy.
Yeah, it's musical. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
musical. I think if I had an American accent, it would be "I'm in love with the shape of you" instead of "I'm in love with the shape of you."
Oh, yeah, that
of
is
Very
different.
English. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck. So we were just wrong.
What's your other question that was going to annoy you?
But
Okay.
hold on. Brown sugar, just like a young girl should. That sounds American.
Yeah, I mean, no one's debating that the Rolling Stones might sound American
American.
sometimes.
No, you and I are
I
debating.
think there's a singing sound that is maybe separate from accents.
Either accent.
The trick is, this is what because some people can like really put on a voice. I always say it's a happy birthday test. How do you sing happy birthday?
Horribly.
And I wouldn't go happy birthday to you. I go happy birthday to you. You'd sing it, and that's your actual singing voice.
Please sing one more
my
bar of it in American.
Happy birthday, dear Dak. Happy birthday to you. What, shall I take
You're
off
like a
now?
14-year-old girl when you're an American.
Oh yeah, no, because we grow up. All we watch is American Pie and
Yes.
Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and
Sure,
it's
sure.
like it's all teen dramas. And
That's kind of part of your theory.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
that
you
was
grow
part of your
up
theory.
because Josh, our friend Josh, he's Australian and he does such a good American. I mean, everyone who's not American can do a very good American
Apparently it's
accent.
easy.
no
Yeah.
one American can do a good English accent.
exactly.
No one.
No. Thank you so much. Thanks for noticing.
People always sound like they have speech impediments
well-
because they just talk like this, and it's like we don't.
Robert
Do you know what I mean?
What about Robert Downey Jr.? We're going to talk exclusively about equals.
Yeah, but we also have to ask the other question because
Okay.
now Ed wants to know it.
I was 15, I know for sure, because I had my driver's learner's permit, and I got to drive for most of the drive to Vermont. It was like a 10-hour drive. We went snowboarding at this place, Killington. I met this beautiful girl from Manchester. Manchester, Jenny Hazelton. I love you, Jenny. She also was 15, and we had a fun day snowboarding. We had a bunch of beers, and then we ended up in a closet of a hotel room. And as we were making out and things were progressing, I kept thinking like, well, at any point she's going to say, let's probably wait, or let's blah, blah, blah. Well, that never came. And then we were just plowing in a closet at 15. And Ed, that always stuck out to me for the following 7 years as like curious. Like, why was that? Because she was beautiful. She had all the options. And then I had an anthropology class in college where they were studying the World War II war babies. Do you know this phenomena that a ton of American GIs got English women pregnant during World War II? But proportionally, and this is key because people like to comment, I'm saying proportionally because there were a lot of American females stationed here as well, they did not become pregnant from Englishmen at the same rate. So that was the curious question. And the anthropologists suggested that culturally in America, the woman has the brake pedal. So it's kind of on the woman's shoulder to go like, let's wait. And they said, and this is a fucking 4-year-long argument, that in England, the men are expected to have the brake pedal. Like as a gentleman, they're supposed to say, oh, let's wait. Is that true or not? And is that something that only existed in the 50s?
I think the two differences between our culture and your culture is religion. And I think that is why it is, I don't really know about the other thing, but I think in America, religion is so prevalent. And sex and religion doesn't really mix.
They don't go hand in hand.
Yeah, you're right.
Whereas here, I'm not saying religion isn't prevalent here. People are religious, but it's not to the same degree.
It's not an identity here.
Well, no, it is. It is for some people.
Oh, it is?
But, and, you know, I went to a Church of England school and we sing hymns in school, but like, there's never a point where it's like, I'm born with original sin, and if I masturbate, then I'm going to hell. And there's never that point. I think, honestly, the difference in cultures is religion.
That's I like that take a lot.
That
We haven't
really
heard
makes
that
sense.
take.
Yeah.
Have you had the experience hooking up with because you can imagine where if you're hooking up with an American, Claire is fucking rubbing her knees. Would that be the worst thing that could get out about Ed, is that he made love to an American and made her night?
I dated an American from Arkansas for a bit.
Oh, well, then religion there. I mean, that's a Bible Belt.
Yeah.
You could imagine a scenario where both people have the brake pedal and it just can't get done.
The religion element is really interesting because in the United States, it is a lot on the female to be pure, to not be a slut.
Yeah,
to
the
not,
pressure.
There's a lot of pressure on
Make sure you're in love before you have sex.
Yes,
And
so
he
it
loves
makes
you.
I think it makes sense that the woman in the United States has the brake, or the girl has the brake pedal, separate from anything going on here.
Yeah, we don't know anything about here, right? But there, yes, it's like every little girl's told, like, he better love you. It should be so special, blah, blah. And it's like you're putting on the shoulders of a 14-year-old girl to evaluate whether a guy truly loves her or, I mean, this is
it's a
insane.
lot.
My dad never said to me, make sure that girl loves you.
And you've got daughters as well, so this is obviously on your mind with,
But I'm unconventional in this way. I am so excited for my girls to get butterflies and to make out and to do the whole thing. It's my favorite part of ever being on planet Earth is that period where I was
But
doing
that's great.
that.
This is what I always said. As soon as I had a daughter, all of my mates were like, oh, you wait till she...
Better buy a gun.
Yeah, and like my thing is, if you're a shitty dad, then yes, she's going to be attracted to shitty men.
Yeah.
But like, I'm like, all I have to do is I just have to be there for her, be open, be honest, have conversation, never say don't do this, but just give her all the information.
That's me too.
And I think that's the thing with just young relationships. I think my wife had this relationship with her mum where she just told her everything and didn't feel like she had to hide anything. And I'm not just talking like hooking up and stuff like that, but say you're at a party and you're blasted and you're throwing up and you're like, oh my God, I just want someone to come and get me and take me home. But
Yes.
you can't ring your parents because they're going to have a go at you. You have to have the relationship with your kids where, like, the worst case scenario, you're going to get sort of a conversation that you probably don't want, but it's open enough that it's not going to be you're grounded for a month. Although I guess you can have the conversation and say, and by the way, you are grounded.
I want to tell you a rule I have. So I used to like fist fighting a lot for myriad of reasons.
Strange hobby.
It is. Not to bring you down, but I was victimized quite a bit as a child. And so for me, the thing became, I'll die swinging going forward.
Also,
Kind of.
they never, ever, ever fuck with you ever. There was one kid at school who used to get my bag and empty the books every day. Get my bag, empty the books, get my bag, empty the books. And I said to my dad, what do I do? And he's like much taller than me, much taller than me. And my dad was just like, punch him in the fucking jaw.
Yes.
Once.
Yes.
I punched him in the jaw and I got kicked the fuck in. I was like really like beaten. But the next
I would
day,
argue he didn't do it again.
he never did it again.
Yep.
Never did it again.
Even if you get your ass beat, it's
Wow.
one ass beating versus 300. And it's so sad. And I'm so grateful I don't have a son because I don't want to pass that on. I don't want to have to tell my kid, fucking blast him in the nose, it'll be over. I'm so glad I don't have to do that because I don't want to pass that on. I just want to tell you, I had I'm going to take that back. I had 3 rules. I would never fight a guy who took his shirt off immediately because
They're ready.
well, no,
They're crazy.
They've ruined so many shirts fighting. They've learned to take it off. Okay, that's a bad sign. 2, don't fight a married dude because he's not fighting you. He's fighting his wife and children, his job, and the stakes are fucking high. You're a representation of everything he hates in life. And number 3, and I swear to this, do not fight a redhead.
Oh.
Don't fucking do it. Because I have seen in my childhood, because everyone I grew up around looked like you. Everyone's fucking English and Irish and blue collar and auto industry. I saw little redheads get bullied by big guys, and I saw the redheads engage in emotional gear that I've never seen, like bawling while kicking ass. And I was like, that's some freaky shit.
So my grandfather was a boxer, and so my
Oh.
dad learned boxing as a kid. And when I was really young, I'm talking like 7 or 8, and getting picked on, my
Yeah.
dad taught me boxing and taught me how to throw a punch well.
Yeah.
And I haven't had a fight since I was like 15 or whatever. That was probably the last one. But it is true. Like
You're emotional
We as a
creatures.
people, redheads, go through quite a bit of abuse by the time we finish school, and it's good to fucking be prepared. I sort of wonder when having ginger hair joins the we can't joke about that thing, because everything
Yeah.
seems to and
Yeah.
I was on Graham Norton, which is the big TV show
Yeah.
here the other day, and there was a segment where they were like, hey, look at this ginger cat, it kind of looks like you. And I was like, I was kind of sat there like, okay, like I know people find this funny, but also like I'm wondering at what point does everyone go, okay, we can't rag on gingers anymore, you know?
Yeah.
I don't even understand it. Why?
Because you can. It's the one thing you're still allowed to do.
It's what we say. It's like, what accents am I allowed to do? Well, virtually white people, because it's not my business to do other ethnicities, but more importantly, I'm in the hegemonic group. I'm in the white hegemonic group of the US. And if I'm imitating someone that's marginalized and I'm perpetuating some stereotypes that exist solely because they're underrepresented, I'm now part of the problem. I can recognize that. I didn't used to be able to recognize that. I do every accent, and I thought I was in fine standing for doing that. But redheads are white. That day ain't coming, my friend.
But they are the minority hair.
You know what would piss me off about that more than anything is my bar of comedy. I'd be like, really, man? That's your fucking joke? I look like a cat?
There's a whole BuzzFeed article of like people that thought they met Ed Sheeran, and it is literally just fat ginger kids.
What?
And I'm like, I exercise, I eat well. I'm like, at least.
Okay.
That's so weird.
I gotta tell you the thing I think I relate most to you on. I think you and I are brothers on this. Is my most hated moments of my life are photo shoots.
Oh, mate. I don't trust anyone that does enjoy them, though. I don't trust anyone that likes red carpets. I don't trust anyone that likes photo shoots. I don't, like, when you see someone that is there and is like, I love this.
It's my most hated thing I do. And I warn the photographer right away. I go, look, man, you're seeing me in my worst day. I'm insecure. I fucking hate how I look. There's no picture you're going to take of me that's...
It doesn't mean I don't like you.
No, yeah. I'm at my most insecure today. And when I'm at my most insecure, I get really protective of myself. And I'm like, that's enough. You know, like, I've learned to warn people, like, you're going to see the shittiest side of me because I'm so insecure.
Dude, I wasn't in my first 10 music videos. I found ways for me not to be in them. I hired fucking Rupert Grint from Harry Potter to play,
We had him on
as well.
to play me in a music video because I didn't want to be in a music video.
Did he drive
But-
his ice cream truck?
No, I think he did have it at the time. But I tried for so long because I hate the way I look, and
Yeah,
I don't
me
want
too.
to. I don't want to see. So I do photo shoots now, and I'm just like, I don't care. Like, you pick the photos, I don't want to see them. Yeah, you say you can't use any of these photos. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. So, but here's what I was going to say. So I think this is where the parallel is. What's so crazy is if I can talk, like you turn a camera on me, I'm not insecure. And you are crazy confident on stage.
Oh, dude, yeah, the most. But honestly, even on stage, you take the guitar away from me, I'm like, "Ooh, what do
Yeah.
I do?" Like I couldn't do. I broke both my arms, and then I had to do a TV show
Hold
where
on,
I
how
sang
did you break
Oh my
both your arms?
God.
cycling.
Bicycling.
Yeah.
Went over the handlebars.
Yeah,
Oh.
And you broke what?
whilst
ulna?
on tour, I had to cancel like 20 shows.
Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Do you know what's weird about
Horrible.
it? Is so the biggest tour that my tour sort of did better than that sounds so weird. My tour ended up being the biggest tour. The biggest tour before then,
Was you too?
and he cancelled 20 shows because he broke both his arms in a bicycle accident.
Bono.
That's
Yeah.
simulation-y.
By the way, he could have performed with. He doesn't play guitar. Like if at the
Yeah, but he
Edge
doesn't
broke
want
his
to be
arms.
there in big casts.
Yeah.
We did a show and I was 18 hours out of foot surgery.
Oh yeah.
And I loved it because I was kind of like, well, they're going to lower their expectations of the show's semi-good, and they know I'm on crutches and 14 hours out of surgery. They're going to be like, oh, you barely put on a good show.
Yeah, because you do the shows live, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah, occasionally.
But you can't do it with two broken arms because you're doing
Well,
all
no, but
kinds
this
of
is my
stuff.
point. I was playing a TV show. It was like an award show in France, and I had to sing perfect. And usually I play it on acoustic guitar, but I had a band, and I sort of felt like Michael Bublé. I was in a suit, and I had the mic, but I felt so naked on stage, not to have
Yeah.
anything to hide behind.
Yeah.
I watched some of the seasons of American Idol, and that would always be a thing for like people who play guitar. They would be trying to urge them to try it without the guitar, and I was just like, I
But
get
why?
it.
I know
get
why.
This
I,
is the-
I totally agree.
If someone has a thing, then
yes,
yeah, I never get that. I was a mentor on The Voice recently, and there was this amazing country singer, and she was obviously singing covers, and I was like, why don't you sing your own songs on this? Because you obviously have your own songs. And she was like, oh, they won't let me do that. And I'm like, but it's called The Voice. It's not called the We Sing Covers. It's called The Voice. If you have a
Right.
voice, have it be your tunes.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's like a licensing thing or something.
Oh, sure.
Wait, first of all, you guys are both so handsome.
Oh, thank you.
I have to
Stop
make
it.
that clear.
Well, but
That's
you-
because you guys are, I get it, but it's so silly.
Are you insecure?
The most.
I was just gonna
Exactly.
say.
Like this is the thing. My wife is the most beautiful woman in the world, and she is insecure. But she needs. We all need people who say that. You know,
Yeah.
I think you look wonderful today.
But it's also just the truth.
It's the truth to you. And would you like to?
To know it?
Yeah.
No.
Would you like to walk in a room and be like, I am so hot?
No.
Like, you wouldn't.
No.
You wouldn't. It's good. It's again self-awareness. It's good
Yeah.
to just be self-aware.
And even I've had this experience. I don't know if you guys have ever had this, and this will sound really cruel, but it is the truth. I've had friends that when I met them, I was like, oh, wow, this is an awkward looking dude. Come to think they're so fucking attractive, and they get all kinds of women because they're wonderful
Confident.
people and they're confident and all these things. And I'll introduce them to someone who's never met them, and it clicks me back for half a second where
Yeah,
I go,
yeah.
oh, they're seeing him
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
first
yeah,
time,
yeah,
and
yeah.
they don't know how charming and everything. And I just get aware of it. I'm like, oh, it's so weird. The whole thing is so weird because I don't see that now. I just see.
But isn't it bad that you can look at someone and be like, you suddenly feel a certain type of way about them just because of the way they look? Because we all do it. We
Oh,
all
yeah,
do
yeah,
it.
yeah.
And then you meet them and you're like, oh my God, I'm such a dick. Why did I think that?
Yeah.
Well, sadly, we're fighting against a lot of biology, which is we're going to procreate with someone. We want our kids to succeed in whatever environment we're in. So it's a hurdle we have to just step across.
Yeah.
But it is always going to be there. It's how we're wired.
That's what I used to hate. I was only on a dating app once for like 24
Which one?
hours, Hinge. And it was a long time ago. So now they've changed it. But when I was on it, you only saw the picture, you saw the school they went to,
Uh-huh.
and their age. And that was it. And I was on it and I was like, I'm making decisions based on how high of education they have, their face. I'm like, this is disgusting. Like, I
Yeah.
couldn't do it. I had to get off. I was like, this is not why I like anyone. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't.
It is funny because I do think you're both beautiful as fuck. And
Well,
I think.
mean-
I'm
available.
I've got an arrangement with my wife. Okay. I want to talk about equals now. First of all, I guess I'm curious and probably.
We don't have to, by the way. I'm not on this
Oh.
to promote the album.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
okay.
we want to talk about it because
I have a couple questions. One is
Yeah.
just, I know everyone knows this, and I just simply don't. Choosing to use math symbols, where'd that idea come from? I fucking love it.
I'm a big fan of Coldplay. I really fucking love Coldplay, and I love
me
how
too.
Coldplay on every album. Are you Coldplay fans?
Oh
What's
my
your
God,
favorite
the
Coldplay
most.
song? So I wanted to interrupt you to ask.
Fix You, by far.
I love
Fix
it
You.
so
Fix
much.
Fix You can still make me cry. Fix You.
Yes.
What about Yellow?
Again, great, but Fix You
Okay.
is like to drum up emotion every time you listen to a song is so fucking hard.
Also
It's beautiful.
Sparks. Does
But
anyone
anyway,
know
so you
Sparks?
guys are Coldplay fans. I say X and Y to you. You see the symbols, you see the cover, you know what the tour looked like, you know what they were dressed. I say Viva La Vida, you know the cover, you know what so for me, I very, very young, I was like 18 or 19, and I just decided, I was like, right, I'm gonna do 5 math symbols as my albums. One's gonna be orange, one's gonna be green, one's gonna be blue, one's gonna be red, one's gonna be yellow. And you're going to just see a poster, and the poster's just going to have an equal sign on it, and you'll know what it is. You don't
Yeah.
need to even need to see my name.
Yeah.
My name has never been on the front cover of my CD.
Oh,
and
really?
Never.
Wow.
Oh, I love
Never.
that.
But everyone knows that that's my CD. But you'll see a green. You won't even see the X. You see a green CD, and you go, "That's Ed's." So you see a blue CD, and you go, "That's Ed's." And I really, really wanted to. It's not so much a branding thing, but just a feel
A
of
fingerprint.
a feel of an album. I say Divide to you, and you see Blue and the tour and the splash and the thing. And now I'm doing this tour, which is all of them. And you look at those symbols and you go, oh, he's going to play all those songs. You don't. You just see the symbols and you go, and it's those songs, rather than being like the greatest hits tour. You just
Right.
and also it's something. The first one I'd released 5 EPs. And my plan was to release 5 EPs and become successful because no label wanted to sign me. So I had all these songs that I was saving for an album. And I thought, fuck it, I'm just going to do it. So I made a band EP, electronic EP, a acoustic EP that was a collaboration with a singer, a live EP, and then a kind of grime rap EP, which was a collaborations project. And then by the end of that, I pretty much made it as far as I wanted to make it. I signed a record deal. And then Plus was the addition to all of that. So it was the add-on. Multiply took what Plus did and made it bigger. Divide was a double album originally, but now they're all muddled up. But it was R&B and acoustic. And then there was going to be a stripped back acoustic album, which was meant to be the next one, but this is now the next one. And then Equals was going to be the end of the equation with every aspect of all the albums in it.
Oh,
So that, and I was
cool.
like, that's my next 10 years planned out. And it's now been 10 years. And in between, I was going to do a number 6 collaborations project. In between the next one, I'll probably do a number 7. Like I planned it out.
But you're
Wow.
not making a Tarantino declaration.
No, I
you're only
won't.
going to make 10
No, I'm not going to make
movies.
10 records, but I'm going to make 10 symbol records.
Okay.
But not
okay,
the
okay.
next 5 won't be maths.
Okay.
So,
okay.
and also Tarantino wouldn't class Grindhouse as one of his 10. Like he's still
Yeah,
he's still allowed
you're
he's
right.
still allowed to
Good
go off and
point.
do offshoots. And maybe if he did Star Trek, it wouldn't count as one of his 10. So he's going to make 10 official
You're right.
Tarantino movies, and I'm going to make 10 official albums.
You clearly like Tarantino.
I love Tarantino. I met him in an award show, and it was one of those ones where I didn't want that to be how I met, because I always want to meet people when they want to meet me. And it was one of those ones where I was kind of brought up to him and introduced and like shook a hand, and I was like, this isn't how I want to do it. I remember I made my second album with Rick Rubin, who you guys should definitely interview.
I want to
He's-
so
Yeah.
bad.
He was playing with Eminem, and he took me to SNL, and he was like, "You want to meet Marshall?" And I was like, "No, I don't." And he was like, "Cool." But the reason I didn't want to meet him was because I don't want to be like, "Hey, this is Ed Sheeran, by the way."
This is a fan.
You'd know he sings this song and blah blah blah. I was like, when I meet Eminem, I want him to be like, "Ed, can we do a song together?" And that was my Tarantino thing. Like,
Yeah.
I didn't want to be brought up and be presented.
I have the exact same thing with Bill Murray. I've been next to him like probably 6 times, and I love him too much to not. I only want one version of it.
Yeah.
I don't want the I'm a fan of you version. I want the let's talk, I'm interested in you version.
Yeah.
And maybe that's been a mistake.
No, it's not, because your memories will not be muddied. You
Yeah.
can go through the whole of life knowing that you made the right decision, or you can have a really awkward selfie with Bill Murray and be like, he kind of thought I sucked.
yeah, he couldn't get out of that fast enough. Now, how is your new tour structured different than the last so that you don't experience what you did last time?
I'm,
Just
I'm
less
bringing my
shows?
family with me. No, I'm doing way more shows.
Oh,
Way more
wow.
shows, yeah.
Oh, boy.
Way more. You did 260 the last.
Yeah, I'm going to do more. I'm going
Oof.
to do more.
Can we come? Are you going to come to LA?
Yep. We're coming to LA. The way I view it is my daughter is 1.
Yeah.
And when she starts school, I'm going to want to be settled.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to want to go on a 5-year world tour. So now is the time to do it. So I'm going to go until she turns about 5 or 6 and then stop. So I'm basically going to get all of my touring in. And then I think I'll tour school holidays and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I'm going to get it all in. And
Wow.
I want to play places I haven't been as well. Like I've played China, but I've never properly toured China. I want to go there for like 6 weeks and actually just
Yeah.
be in China.
Yeah, that's a great plan. And we did the same thing when our little babies, we still took movies out of town and just traveled, and it was great. There's pictures of them all over the place, and it was really wonderful. But I do want to potentially warn you for something in your future, which is I brought the 8-year-old, my daughter Lincoln, to one of our shows,
Oh.
thinking like somehow she would like see me
Oh, yeah,
and my
yeah,
element,
yeah.
and she'd have some kind of like affection for what I do. And what did she watched for maybe 12 seconds, and then she went in the green room
So
and
bored.
yeah, wanted to draw pictures or something. I was like,
But would you with your parents? Like,
No.
I remember my dad, he's an art historian. So he used to do lectures on like art, but like old art. And I remember the same thing. Now I'm fascinated and I want to sit with him for hours. I want him to
Yeah.
tell me about the Napoleonic era and all these art. He took me to the Louvre the other day but at the time I remember just being like, I don't want to fucking listen to this. Like what?
Yeah.
have you bought him a crazy painting that he would? Please say yes. Please tell me he's got a fucking Picasso
I tell you what.
or something.
I tell you what.
Does he have a scream in his house?
I've been to a house that did have one.
Yes. Was it in New York?
Yeah.
So can I just tell you 1 second funny story about that? I didn't go there, but my mentor is a 72-year-old lawyer. I love this dude. We ride motorcycles together. I worship him. He's got 2 daughters. They're grown. They turned out perfect. I want to be him. I'm driving in the car with his 2 daughters in the back seat. They're like 22 and 24. And I say, who's dating who? Oh, the younger one's got a new boyfriend. I go, oh, where does he live? Oh, he lives in Manhattan. Oh, what does his family do? I don't know. They're investors or something. And then the older sister goes, they have the scream in their house.
Oh
Yeah.
my God.
Not only that, but they own all of one street and they've knocked the middle of the house out so they can have natural light in every room. Mate, I went there and I played this music festival and I played with this artist. And they said, they make me look poor. And I was like, fucking hell, what's this house going to... And I walked in and the first thing I saw was this huge Francis Bacon. And I was like, that's not fake. And then there was these... Oh, man, he had a Picasso floor. It was like an art gallery. But the cool thing about it is he lends all the stuff out to galleries. So he would lend out the scream.
Even Bill Gates, I think he owns the coolest thing someone could, especially for him to have bought, which is he bought Leonardo da Vinci's journals. And, he invented an eyepiece that he would write it. It's written upside down and backwards, and then you need the eyepiece to read it. And it's on tour 9 months of the year, and then it's back at his house, and he geeks out over it, and then it goes on tour.
Have you interviewed Ryan Tedder before?
No.
One Republic. He collects old, important historical artifacts, like letters from George Washington and stuff
really?
like that. Yeah, he's got some really, I hope he won't mind me saying, but I think he, again, lends them out to museums. But yeah, on art, I remember there was one time, this was before stuff was published in the papers about who earned what. And I remember my dad sending me this Rembrandt that was like hundreds of millions.
Sure.
And him being like, I don't know if he was saying, he basically said, this is a good investment. I don't know if he was saying to me
right.
you should buy it. But I remember thinking, I don't know if you know what musicians earn, but
We're not quite there yet. Yeah.
Oh my God, I got to tell you the fucking craziest experience I had. We were at my family's house in Oregon for Christmas, and I don't know how this came up. Somehow someone brought up celebritynetworth.com, which I didn't even know was a thing. Like, oh yeah, it's a thing. You can go look and blah, blah, blah. I'm sitting there, and then I'm thinking, well, they must have looked me up, right? And I said, did you look me up? And they said, yeah. And I said, how much do I have? And they said this number that was at the time 8 times, 10 times what I had.
Yeah.
And I said, uh-huh. Did you look Kristen up? Yeah. What does she have? 10 times. And I said, if I were you guys and you thought we had that much money and we weren't just fucking showering it, I would be resentful.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a little dangerous.
I mean, that's one of my most Googled things. If you type in my name, the suggested thing.
Yeah.
That's I think that's the top thing that people ask.
Mine is, if you write is Dax Shepard, it'll autofill gay.
Right. Yeah.
Which
Sure.
apparently happens to nearly everyone.
That's funny.
Ed, you're fucking radical. I'm so
Yeah.
grateful that you sat down with us.
Thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, this
Fun.
is a ton of fun. Adore you. Thank you so much,
Thanks
man.
so much, man.
And last thing I got to say, because I want people to know the real you. I asked Sean, dude, I hate doing this. Could you just ask him because I'm going to be in London? He's like, no problem. Within 10 minutes, I get an email from you. You're fucking cordial. Would you like to have lunch? You're a goddamn gentleman. You're a nice person behind the scenes, y'all. All right. That's
Thank
it.
you.
All right.
Nice one, man. I appreciate that.
Yeah. And now my favorite part of the show, the fact check with my soulmate, Monica Padman.
Only ABR?
We are rolling.
Rolling.
Well, this was such a fun episode.
It was more than an episode. It became a life event.
It really did.
Getting to go to his restaurant,
His pub.
Birdie and
Birdie Blossoms.
Birdie Blossoms,
Mm-hmm.
and getting to eat that insane meal.
And Danny
Came by, and
Danny
Blake
Ricardo and Blake came by, and so we all had lunch together, the 5 of us.
introduced those guys so they could geek out on watches.
I wrote that down, watches. Okay, they talked about a watch for 30 minutes straight, and it sounded so limited edition, so exciting, and I really wanted it.
You were interested.
Yeah.
Not because you like watches,
No.
but because of the limited editionness
That's right.
of it.
That's right.
And-
What kind is it again?
A petite something.
Petite trois?
Petite trois. It was a great experience for me because generally I'm the person in that talk. Like I'm the one talking about a certain car for 45 minutes, right?
Sure.
And so to get to observe other people that geeked out about something mechanical was really funny. And just when you thought you had heard about the most exclusive one, then it turns out, well, then there's also one that's got this engraving on it. And that
Tiffany somehow
Yeah.
connected. Yeah, I want them all.
somehow they got in on it.
I want them all.
Yeah.
Speaking of Danny, I'm wearing one of his new sweatshirts. And he has just
Wow.
great merch. Just gonna send people to Danny Ricardo's site.
And the one you're wearing is I don't know if you've put this together, but it's a NASCAR throwback. So, of course, Daniel Ricciardo picked the number 3 because he loved Dale Earnhardt, the Intimidator.
Right.
And at the Austin race, he got to drive one of Dale's NASCARs on the track. And he had his helmet done up as Dale Earnhardt's helmet. And so, and then now he's got sweatshirts that are like kind of a throwback.
And the back says "lick the stamp," and that's like his catchphrase.
Dale Earnhardt's.
No, Danny's.
It is?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's his like new catchphrase.
Oh,
lick
new
the
catchphrase.
stamp.
Okay.
And we asked when we were on the river before the near-death experience.
Right.
We asked him what it meant, and I guess we're old because I'm older than Danny too, so we're really old.
But
me and you.
Hold on though. You're 2 years older than Danny?
Yeah,
Maybe
really old.
3. Okay.
Yeah, and
No,
apparently
2. He's 89. You're 87.
okay.
All right. Everyone calm down.
There is a phrase, "send it."
Oh, right. Yes. Send it means go big. It
Yeah.
means jump high, jump far.
Yeah.
Yeah, full send it.
Never heard it. You've obviously heard it.
Oh, yeah. I've been sending it for a while. You could find some pictures of me jumping razors in the dunes from 3 years ago where I either write hashtag full send or hashtag send it.
Okay, cool. Well, I didn't know about it.
Okay.
And he's added "lick the stamp." Send it.
That's a really good idea. So
Yep.
it's just before send it,
Yep.
like the stamp. I love it. I just want to give a shout out to the guy who really made it hugely popular. There's this amazing Canadian dude with a fucking really long, short, long.
Oh, okay.
What else do people call
Also
that?
known as a mullet.
A mullet. Huge mullet. This old shitty snowmobile, like a fucking 79 Yamaha 400, a piece of crap. And he's in the deep snow in only denim. He'll only wear jean jackets
Okay.
with big bright green Oakley glasses. And his whole thing was, I'm going to send it. I'm going to send it. And he'd get on this piece of shit snowmobile and
my
jump it way too far. And it's so dangerous.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and he made it really, really popular.
Okay.
I
Okay.
forget the
That's
guy's
good giving
name,
him
but-
credit.
Yeah,
even though-
yeah, he deserves it. I think he's had a lot of injuries to make that expression popular.
So, yeah, Ed's wife's name is Cherry.
Blossom.
Cherry. And so that's why it's Birdie Blossoms, because Cherry blossoms and Birdie is his manager's wife's name.
Nickname, yeah.
And you have a cherry blossom tattoo, so it's all a ding, ding, ding.
Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh.
No.
And then tomorrow I go in for my first.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, tomorrow I'm back in the chair.
Saddle?
Yeah, I haven't gotten one in over a decade, I think.
And which
Or-
one are you getting tomorrow?
I think we're going to start on the Crow. Either the Crow or the Delta 88 and the Lincoln symbol, but all 3 of those things are happening soon. So I'm not sure where he will want to start.
Oh, my goodness. What
I'm
time?
really excited. 2 I go in.
Where is it?
On Sunset, Shamrock.
Ooh.
You know it. It's in West Hollywood.
Is the crow going to be black?
It's going to be blue.
Oh.
Which would really make it a raven. But raven, crow, same diffy.
Okay.
Knock, knock, knocking on my chamber door.
Nevermore.
Nevermore, nevermore. Knock, knock, knocking.
Wow. That's exciting.
It is exciting.
So
It was so
fun.
funny because Lincoln was saying, so initially when I told Lincoln I was going to get some more tattoos, she did not like it. She started crying.
Oh.
I get it. Like you love your parent. You don't want them to change. So that was a whole process. And then she came around. She's like, you know what? I want you to. That's, if you want to do that, blah, blah, blah. So she was further telling me that she's supportive now of the thing. And she said, but Dad, you can't get a sleeve. You're too old.
Oh. Well.
And I said, well, hon, I don't know if I'm too old to have a sleeve. And the end goal is a sleeve. And she said, you're just too old. It'll be embarrassing. You're trying to be so cool.
Wow. That's pretty insightful.
That could be the truth.
Yeah. I don't disagree with her. But But I also think you should do it if you want to do it.
Well, we'll take it as they come. We'll
Okay.
decide if it's too much.
Slow
or
and
too
steady.
easy. Slow and steady will win the race.
So we talk about Guinness in the episode because he has
Oh.
Guinness on tap at his house, at his Neverland.
He doesn't have Guinness. Oh, he does.
He has 4, and
Oh,
one of
okay.
them is Guinness neck oil. One of his friend's dad,
Yeah.
and then another one I forget.
And one was at a bar we went into though, and you'd regretted not trying that.
Neck oil, yeah,
Neck
because
oil.
Danny said you got to try it, but then I just got wine.
But then it was so kind of you. Of course, I wanted to have a pint in England, is what it really was. And I just kept saying to you, boy, I don't want you to miss having a pint while you're here.
You really wanted
I
me
really
to.
wanted you to.
Yeah.
And we stopped at a place.
Yep.
And you got yourself a pint of Guinness.
Yeah.
And it was so generous of you to even participate in this. And you took a couple sips, and I was really proud of
I
you.
had to give it to you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't want it.
No.
No.
I didn't. It's a bit heavy for me.
Yeah, it's a heavy lager. And then I was explaining to you that they prescribed it when you were in the hospital back in the day because of its high iron content and
Yeah.
nutritious value.
And my flies were around.
They were in the.
They were swarming. So,
You needed some iron,
yeah,
sure.
it was good for me.
Probably helped things out.
Oh, okay. So we also talk about hot ones. First of all, love hot ones so
Love
much.
hot ones.
And you said you're legendary on it, which you are. But I wanted to read the best hot ones guess ever. There's a couple different, sites that have
Yeah,
ranked.
yeah.
But here's one of them.
Okay.
Okay. Paul Rudd, number 1. I've seen that one. Shia LaBeouf, Gordon Ramsay,
Okay.
Terry Crews,
Oh.
Kristen Bell,
Oh, boy. Okay.
Aubrey Plaza, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Nick Offerman, Charlize Theron, Scarlett Johansson, Halle Berry, Jordan Peele, Neil deGrasse Tyson. Man, he gets people. Steve-O, Ken Jeong, Dax Shepard.
Did you read this list just to make me feel terrible?
You're on it.
I'm like 25th. I'm the only person to ask for an extra wing with extra hot sauce.
Okay, first of
I
all,
only wanted to eat 11 while I was there.
I just looked this up right now. So I didn't know.
Okay, this wasn't a setup to.
No, why
Okay.
do you think that? I would never do that. Also, you should be proud you're on this list.
I think it's just a list of now everyone that's ever been on it.
No,
Now that I hear how many.
they've interviewed like 300 people.
Oh, okay. All right. Okay. Okay.
My God, you're 16. Just Idris Elba, Keegan Michael Key, Alton Brown, Russell Crowe. Oh, there are a lot of people on here. 25. Okay. Russell Crowe, Bert Kreischer, Eric Andre, Post Malone, Chili Klaus.
Oh, Chili Klaus is famous.
Who's Chili Klaus?
Chili Klaus he's like a German pepper, and when he eats it, he goes like he's he's
Oh my
obsessed
God.
with hot peppers, and he does this thing where he eats the California Reaper, and he goes
my
he
God.
loses his all control of his body physiologically.
Oh
He's
my.
incredible. Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay,
He's
and
a
then
legend.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, okay. Well, I feel good.
Okay,
Now I
there's
feel
actually
good.
more, but I'm going to stop there.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
Yeah.
you're up there.
Okay, that's good. I feel better.
That's only one site too. Like other
Yeah,
people.
you
Let me
know.
look.
Look
at
on
one
my
more.
site. I think I have myself a little higher, a little more legendary status. I guess my claim didn't pan out. I didn't check out my claim. But again, I
No,
did ask
yes,
for
it
I asked
did.
for an 11th wing.
If you're on this site,
And I-
you're a big deal.
You're a big
Okay.
name in the hot food game.
This other one by BuzzFeed.
This is
Hold on.
this is a bad experiment.
Okay, hold on. Just hold on. Okay.
Hold on, I'm looking up best miniature mice in the world.
Hey, I just want to.
Yeah, I know. We gotta know the truth.
No, that's not why. I want to make you feel better.
It's not going well. But I'm now going to know I'm not even on this list. So, because what I'll know is if you don't read any of the names, I'm not on that list. Yeah, it's a lot of scrolling.
You're on it. Honorable mention.
Whatever. They haven't watched them all. Anyway, I love your episode, and you
thank you,
do
thank you.
ask for another wing, and it's impressive.
And I had no reaction whatsoever,
I know.
which I then was getting self-conscious about. Like I thought, man, maybe I should literally act like I'm having one because it's
glad
not a
you
fun
didn't.
show. What makes a show fun is people losing their marbles and they can't talk.
Yeah, but it's also fun when people can handle it well.
I guess, but I just remember thinking, I'm not giving this guy the show he makes. Like I got a little codependent.
My boyfriend isn't on the list either.
But he just was on, right?
Yeah.
That list might predate his appearance.
Yeah,
I'm sure he's number one now.
He didn't like it. It was
He
hot
didn't?
for him.
I was.
Yeah.
At what number? Right out of the gates?
No.
Okay. Like 6 or 7. It's a weird one, and this comes up. I think it was even in Ed's, because I watched Ed's before the interview. And I think I agreed, like number 6 or something's the worst. For some reason, even though it's lower on the Scoville, it to me, when I got to 6, I was like, oh, I might be in trouble if there's 4 more.
Yeah.
And then it didn't.
Then it got a little
It
better.
plateaued and then went down, if
Well, there's
anything.
different kinds. Like, some hit you in the back of the throat.
Sure. They all hit you in the ass eventually.
Well, sure.
They punch you right in the seat.
I don't think I'd do well.
I don't either.
Yeah.
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 But what is funny is my performance on that show and Kristen's. Kristen as well went all the way and didn't care. We were overly confident when we ate that weird piece of chocolate for a charity.
Yeah.
And we got caught with our pants down. There was people were throwing up, were guzzling milk. It was
Yeah.
just torturous. And I was like, oh, I'm not nearly as good at this as I thought.
Yeah, but that one seemed extreme.
It was really extreme. Carolina Reaper in a chocolate.
Yuck. As I learned on the rapids, follow my gut. Don't be peer pressured.
So you're right.
Okay.
You're right. But your gut wouldn't have led you to mushrooms, and that's one where you actually ultimately feel like you're grateful you tried it.
Yeah, that's true.
There's been some examples of you being out of your comfort zone and then being happy you were.
Definitely. But my gut with mushrooms when I ended up doing them was it's time to try it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't, I really don't want to, but I'm
Right.
going to. It wasn't that.
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
You okay?
You okay? You good? You all right?
Okay, so he talks about failures and how he's only learned from failures, not successes. And you said that's a premise of the show. And I'm going to correct you because it's not. The show is the messiness of being human, okay? Just get it right. Just please get it right.
I regret getting that tattooed on my lower back.
It's going to go on the sweaters.
We have to have one sweater with it for sure. For sure.
Say goodbye to it.
Yeah. Even if we have it and then we have just a line.
You had a good idea, which is to do a suggestion for a new tagline.
Yeah. On Instagram, we'll put out like, hey, armchairies.
Okay, this is exactly how it's going to read. Hey, armchairies. Happy
Hey, armchairies!
Thursday.
Exclamation point. Happy Thursday. It's Experts on Experts Day. Also, if you want to put in your vote for what our new tagline should be, put it in the comments. Smiley
Yeah.
face,
'Cause to be
cherry
honest,
emoji.
Someone already suggested one that's already a front runner for me.
Yeah, but we can't say it.
We're not going to say it, but I just want it to be known that already an armchair came up with a great one that's
Yeah.
better.
Also, we are going to do a new sweatshirt. And so if you guys have good ideas for what should be on the sweatshirt, you could tell us too.
You probably don't have time for that.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Oh,
Rob
shit.
says
In
there's
fact,
no
I've got to
time.
get to drawing right
I was going to
after
ask you
this.
after this if you drew that yet.
Shit, I didn't. All right, well, we'll see how it goes. This is one of those examples where it's like when we were all launching this.
We didn't know we were doing.
No, and also Rob's like, hey, we need a description of the show. It didn't even cross my mind you need a description of the show.
Yeah.
And then we need it tomorrow. So, I sit down, I take my best whack at it. I don't ever consider the show's going to be successful at some point, and that there'll at some point be a billboard of this thing I write in a half hour to make the deadline of tomorrow's description of the show, and then you're just stuck with it.
Yeah. That's all for Ed.
That was all for Ed.
We had so much fun with them.
It was a whole day. Again, it was a whole day. It was, we've had this many times on the show, but this one is a peak where when we walked back to the hotel, we just were really struggling to figure out how that was a job.
Yeah.
It to be fun from beginning to end and that to be good job seems silly.
It does.
It seems silliness.
It was pinch us time.
It seems messy.
But human.
But
Also
also, very
being
human.
human,
Thank you,
yeah.
Rob. Thanks for reminding us. Oh, the messiness of being. I wonder if it'll come all the way back around. It's like a joke in a movie that got bad,
Exactly.
but then they're going to say it 7 more times, and then I'm going to love it for life.
Yeah.
Okay. To be honest, the place it stings the most is like when we do a show and the host of that show, like a TV show, say like the host of exploring the messiness of being. It just sounds. It sounds terrible. It sounds terrible. And then we're sitting there smiling, waiting for the description to be over.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. I love it. I love
It sounds saccharine, I guess that's what
It does.
Yeah.
But it's, unfortunately,
Yeah.
it is also
It
true.
it truly is a good.
It's a
very-
good description.
Yeah, it's a very good descriptor.
That's it.
All right.
All right. Love you.
Love you.